Hey guys, if anyone's still hanging out aside from Muse, nice to have you on board with us. I think you're the first one today. Yeah, Duriel is back on the menu, boys. Yeah, that is gonna be it. Narky was asking when the ladder reset is. I think he's trying to make a new character right now. I was actually tempted to join him, but I think the main problem is I'm about to get started on these runs, so it's unfortunate timing. Yeah, ladder reset was 2 weeks ago. You know, yeah, he's probably gonna be like, "Oh, but there's like no one playing." But yeah, no, very interesting timing that he's trying to start a new character. Yeah, I don't know. I would want to rush him, but like I said, I want to get these runs out of the way. I'm gonna probably do 100 or 200 today. I carry out a rush. I guess I could carry out a rush, but I think you'd probably get more out of actually playing the game to begin with, in the first place. Anyway, so how are you doing, Muse? And anybody else who's around? Let's see. Ah, yes, I was looking for JT. If he's around, maybe I'll hit him up after. I'm gonna just do these runs. I was gonna contact him for something, but it's not urgent. Alright, let's go. Duriel run number 616, I think it was, because I did 615 last time. So, here we go, 616 next. You are at 300 out of... Oh, and somebody else was nice enough to give the rush anyway, but either way. Yeah, I'm at 300 out of 1,000 pit runs. Found Burr on 280. Wow, that's exciting stuff, actually. Yeah, one of the things that also, one of the things I wanted to do with these pit runs was, or with the 1,000 run, like, 1,000 runs that I do on each of these seasons, I kind of want to inspire other people to do something similar, right? Where they do a bunch of runs, not 500 LK, like, that for me is, like, rookie numbers, but, like, you know, like, hearing other people doing, like, 1,000 pit runs, or trying to do their own set of runs, which are pretty massive. I don't know. That for me is exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what the, well, first of all, if you'll actually finish all of those 1,000 pit runs, Muse, and secondly, what you get out of those pit runs if you actually do finish them. Also, I guess how long it'll take you to finish all 1,000 runs. That doesn't sound very, sounds like it's something that's going to be a work in progress for quite some time. I don't know what the fuck my Merc is doing. But yeah, it's going to be quite a while before you finish that set of runs, I think. So that's just kind of what I'm thinking, at least. Very interested to see how, what kind of finds you'll be getting. Very, very exciting stuff. Yeah, I really want my Merc one day to just proc decrep. For some reason he isn't, but be like that. Alright, run number 6717 is complete, and there is nothing that I get out of that. Run number 618, let's go. Something that's a bit unfortunate too is it's a shame I can't really stream like every day. I was thinking about this actually. I noticed that at the start of each ladder, I think my viewership actually hit something like, what, 60, 70 at peak. And then the days to come it like could be like 45 or 40 to 50. And then usually after reset weekend it drops down to 30 and then goes down all the way to like 15, and then it's like somewhere between 1 and 10 a lot of the time. I'm not really one to care about these view counts. I just was thinking about musing about this to myself while I do these runs. Needed something to talk about. And I was thinking like, huh, if I streamed every day slash, like, I wonder what the what I guess the outcome of that would be. Like how many people would, I guess, how many more people would check out slash, and also how, I guess, how many people from Slash would continue to tune into my stuff even after the ladder reset. Like, I know it's usually like if I keep streaming consistently, I can keep those numbers pretty high. But after that, it's like it drops down pretty fast. If I don't, you know, I'll do like 3 days of streams, like just reset weekend and then just not stream again for a while. Yeah, then usually you lose that momentum. She could go for. Yeah, I should probably sell my Shaco soon before it completely devalues. Good. So anyway, let's carry on. Run number 620. The goal for this evening is going to be either run 700 or 800. To tell you the truth, it's kind of tough because I think it takes me, what, 5 hours to do 200 runs? I have... Yeah, I want to go to bed around 11 or midnight, so I'm kind of like thinking that I might only do 100, maybe 150 runs perhaps. I might try to end at like run 750 this evening. I feel like 80 runs, or trying to hit run 700 is way too short, and then trying to go for 1,000, or no, sorry, trying to go for run 800 would take too long. So I wanna get some rest. I was out for most of today, so it would be nice to settle in and just take it easy on this one. So I might settle for run 750. So about another 130 runs. Actually, doesn't sound too bad. Nice point to stop. I think with 0 MF, Muse was saying the odds of a diadem being Griffins is 1 in 104, 1 in 400. With 200 MF, it's like 1 in 190. Yeah, that's something I've always wondered, actually, like in the back of my head, but I've never actually taken the time to really look into it. I've never really taken the time to look into this, but I don't know. Oh, amulet. Yeah, I don't know, like, with regards to MF, I noticed that, like, spiderweb sashes, I get a lot of spiderweb sashes, and I feel like I get them unique a lot more of the time than with diadems. I guess the question I'm trying to ask here is, if a unique, or if an item drops, let's say, like, a unique... Basically, do you have the same odds to get a unique dagger versus a unique diadem if either of those two things drops, I guess? Now, I don't know if Muse, you would know the answer to that question, but yeah, like if Spiderweb Sash drops, does it, instead of having like a base chance of 1 in 400, be like, would it then be instead like a chance for it to be a Griff's, or an Arachnid Sash instead of like a plain spiderweb sash? Like, is it also 1 in 400 with 0 MF, or is it like higher? That's kind of what I'm curious about. Or maybe the reason why I'm yeah, maybe the reason why I have so many unique spiderweb sashes or magic spiderweb sashes is because I'm farming a Q-Bug Duri, so that could also have something to do with it. I don't know. Odds of a diadem being Griffins is 1 in 400. Interesting. I don't know, man. I don't usually like to try and gun for Griffs anyway. It's not really too keen on going for orange boxes. It's not my cup of tea. Since, yeah, I don't seem to have the best luck when it comes to finding oranges. But I do a lot better with finding purples. Like everybody does. Like even though people say like, you know, DWAB Griffs are like commonplace, at the end of the day, you're gonna find way more purples than oranges in a single season. That's just the nature of it. Well, unless we're not counting Arachnid Sashes. You know, a lot of people don't even count those as actual orange boxes. So I wonder what. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, right? Like, would the odds of unique diadem versus a white diadem be the same as the odds of unique unearthed wand versus a white unearthed wand? That's, I guess, just the gist of what I'm trying to ask. Run number 624. We'll see what other items we be getting. Okay, great. Uh, just want to fight my way through the Talrosh's chamber here. Alright. I was thinking about it. I don't know why these runs are taking so... You know what? I know why it's taking these runs so long. I think it's just the time it takes to repair, because most of these Duriel runs should be at most like a minute or two, or it really shouldn't be as long as they're taking. Like this one took about a minute. Now I'm thinking like, if I do a Duriel run in a minute, that means like in an hour I should be able to do about 60 Duriel runs, so I don't know why... I don't know why it takes so long for me to get through 200 Duriels each day. That's something I was trying to contemplate while I was on my way home. Yeah, what is like, I don't even mule, so sometime, like, what exactly is it? Like, I'm not even talking in chat channel or anything either, so it's kind of weird. Yeah. Really should try to level this guy to, like, 90 or something before I'm done these Duriel runs. That sounds like a lot of fun. Chances. Got some chances in the house. And what are the roll on these chances going to be? 37s. 37 MF chance guards on run number 625. Not bad. 625. There you go. Not bad. I guess also trying to track down what drops I'm getting does take time too. So there's that, but that's not too bad. Zealer V is not... Well... Early ladder, it might be worth, like, you know, a little bit more than usual, but so late into the ladder now, it's probably just going to sell for free. There's an abundance of, like, really, you would want Zealer V because it's +2 Paladin skill level, or was it +2 all skill levels, or +2 Paladin skill levels? I can't remember. Either way, now there's, like, plenty of +2 amulets. I think those are in abundance. People are crafting. We'll have throwaway amulets very soon, I'm sure. Crafted amulets and whatnot. It's Zealer V is, yeah, it's worth, well, you might be able to get something out of it early when people want that extra damage on their Hammerdens, but if you make it to this point in the season, even like it's not even that late in the season, it's been like, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I think we're on week 3 now, but that's still enough for people to get up to like crafts, and well, they now have access to like Maras, and I don't know. I don't think that Zealer V will be worth anything at this point. I don't think it's worth anything right now. Maybe like first few days, but not now. Blackhorn's face. Ah, there you go. Heavy gloves. I believe that's Sanders Riprap, right? Riffraff. I don't know. It's, you know, I gotta look at it. Sanders Taboo. Okay, there we go. Anyway, this is a bit of a slower run. Taking the time to just chill for a bit. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy. To get through these 1,000 runs is going, or the remaining runs is going to be something. I really can't wait to make it to 1,000 Duriel runs, though. Not to say that I'm not enjoying these, but I'm really looking forward to starting up the Trav runs. The Trav runs are going to be the real bulk of this season, I think, because that's where I'm really going to be looking at rune drop rates, and not just farming for wealth. Yeah, this has its own charm for sure, but at the end of the day, I'm still gonna be interested in knowing more about those runes from Trav. That's my main, I guess, concern if I'm doing MF runs. Anyway, yeah, just to recap, if, you know, for those who are coming in a little bit later, I'm continuing my 1,000 Trav runs, or Duriel runs. I'm probably going to be doing another, I think 100 runs today. I think I'm going to gun for about run 750 or so. Because yeah, I think I said I was going to stream today. I streamed as early as I could. And at this point, just wait for Duriel to go down here. Okay, he's dead. So at this point, yeah, I want to push for run number 750 because run number 700, like, I don't just want to do 85 runs of Duriel today. I feel like it's a little short. And I don't really want to run 200 runs of Duriel, since I actually wanted to go to bed a little bit earlier than usual today. I'm a little tired, I want to get some rest at some point, but yeah. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep this up here. And we'll see how long I go on for. I do still think 750 will be a nice number to hit, but we'll see what happens when we get there. If there's a lot of people who show up and chat, maybe I'll stay for a bit longer, who knows. Overall, I'm just going to worry about getting them Duri kills, though. Oh, wow. Death is looking to pick a fight with Laws and KDK. I actually saw Laws and, well, KDK's little mini montage of his duels. What? I thought that's a sarcophagus. Why is this a mana shrine? Okay, that was weird. But yeah, I saw some of those duels that KDK had with Laws, and man, that was pretty intense. Yeah. And yeah, now they're trying to organize some non-ladder duels. I kind of want to join them. I actually do want to join them, but I don't have a non-ladder character I can duel them with, really. Yep, all I have is my Singer Barb. That does, like, shit for damage. Yeah, my Poison Necro isn't really cut out for that kind of thing, either. Yeah. My Poison Necro isn't, like, none of the builds I have in in non-ladder are really cut out for dueling them. I guess what I could do is I can make like a makeshift shitty 200 FCR Fireball Sork, because I have all the equipment for it, but it's not really, it doesn't really feel like something I can duel with, or something that I'd be very happy dueling with. Like, that's not, like, for me, what I want to do is I want to actually make like a BVC 200 FCR Sork, good joke. Well, that's what I was running on most of last season. I know it's a little bit choppy, but I mean, it's workable, believe it or not. I don't know, man. I can actually run 200 FCR. It's just really, Did you see that build, by the way, Gooznard? I don't know if you were around for that. Hey, by the way, I hope you're having a good evening. But yeah, I don't know if you ever saw that build. You didn't see? Oh, interesting. All right. I don't know. If you're interested, I could demo it for you quickly. It's just so you can see like the double tellies for shits and giggles. Not really even double tellies. It's actually not even double telling that much. Show me how it feels for it. All right, sounds good. Let me actually finish up this run though. Now that I've started it, and then I will hop over to my 200 FCR Nova Ball Sorceress. It's probably my fastest build for, not even fastest build, it's my second favorite build on Slash, I think. First one being the Poison Necro, just because the Poison Necro is so powerful, and because, I don't know, I just enjoy playing Necro, but yeah, when I played last season, I wanted to make an unusual Sork. I didn't want to go Light Sork, didn't want to go Cold Sork, so I went Telly Sork into, well, classic Light Sork, just to say I could play a meta build, and then I finally went and played as a Nova Baller. That was my so-called secret build of last season. So let me quickly set this up. 1 second. Yeah, here we go. So Duriel run number 634 next. Just gonna write that down so that I don't forget. Okay. So, 1 moment. Switch this up here. Here we go. So, this is my 200 FCR Nova Baller. Before I go and join in my game, though, I just want to check something out quickly. Ah, there you go. There's the duels game. See, that's the thing. I actually wanted to turn my Barb into maybe a BVC, and I also wanted to turn my Pally into something I can actually duel with, because I'm not going to duel with a Zealer Pally. Like, that's just not going to fly. But I actually had a different build I wanted to make for PvP that I thought would be a lot of fun. It's probably going to be janky enough that I'll never win, but I think some of the people on the server who actually do enjoy PvPing will just be happy to have somebody else unusual that they can duel against. Unfortunately, like I said, this season is where I'm making these so-called characters, so... Okay, this is what 200 FCR feels like for me, or looks like for me, and then you can... it's like mostly stable, but you can kind of see like it's not like the smoothest ride, but it's certainly better than Barb, that's for sure. Oh, okay, oops, accidentally popped a full rejuve there, but because of a misclick. Okay, teleport back here. Teleport back. That was a really shitty seal glitch. I was trying to teleport to the top left, and then the rubber band occurred there. For the record, like, that's why I didn't teleport to the top left. I actually moved my mouse to the top left, that I was trying to teleport up there, and then turn right. That's not bad at all. Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely workable, and it's definitely much, much better than probably what you're typically accustomed to. With 105, or with, 105 or 200, I'd imagine. For the record, when I started off this season, well, I was having a tough time at 63 last ladder on your sword. Oh, damn. Okay, well, I was just about to say, if you haven't tried it, then maybe you can do 63, but I guess you've got that worked out too, and it seems that you haven't, or it didn't work for you, so, I don't know, I don't have much to say. That's, sorry to hear that. But yeah, that was my Nova Baller in action, and that was also my 200 FCRing. I actually, last season, like, going back to what I was talking about, last season I actually went and played, I think it was Pussynality. Pussynality was looking for somebody to duel late ladder. So when he was looking for somebody to duel late ladder, what I did was, because, I wanted him to actually be able to have something to fight against, I went and I used one of my, like, respec tokens, because I had a few lying around, to respec my character from a light sword, from a Nova Baller into, it was either a Fireballer or a light sword. I think it was light sword that I went for. That was kind of nice. It was on and off. Some days I was completely smooth at 63, other days it was a serious struggle. Yeah, that is weird. I don't know why. I don't know what's up with that latency issue you have. Like, I always feel like when it comes to net issues, usually it's very... I don't know, like, some days it's good, some days it's bad, like, that's kind of, I mean, for me, I usually don't get that. It's like, if it's shitty, it's just consistently shitty, and then if it's fine, it's fine. Like, even on Slash, like, and I'm not saying this as like, oh, I don't believe you. Of course I absolutely believe that this would be an issue for you. I just, I'm not sure how to feel about this. When I have net issues, it's like, it's either like, all in or all out, right? Like this time around, you saw that issue with my teleporting. That's usually how it is consistently, which is definitely playable, for sure. That's what I was saying, like, I don't... when they migrated the servers, I didn't really notice much of a difference, because it was like this before, and it's like this now, so I never really had much of problem, but I know a lot of other people really have issues with the server, and it's unfortunate to hear that. That's why that's why we really need to get that multi-server setup up and running. Really looking forward to seeing that hopefully this week. Well, that's what they said anyway, but we'll see how long it actually takes them to release it. And I don't know, man. I don't know, like... I thought they said it was ready, and... Like, they didn't do it for reset. I don't know if they're... I don't know how long they're going to hold off on the multi-server setup for. They said they were releasing it this week, but I don't know. Don't know if they're going to try to extend it until another week. Ooh, there you go, Goblin Toes. Well, we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, most we can really do is be patient about it, but for me, I'm more... Like, for me, it doesn't make much of a difference, really. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me personally, because my connection to the server isn't, like, bad by any means. It's not, like, the best, but it's okay. So, for me, I just am more interested to see, like, more of the Europeans, and yourself too, Guznard, being able to play on the server without having to deal with, like, random tele lag and, that kind of shit. Like, I think it's more impact, like, it's more of an impact for you guys than it is for me. Like, for me, the most that's going to happen is I can actually run, like, a 125 FCR Poison Necro, which I'm not even really playing right now anyway. But I remember previously, when I ran the Poison Necro, one of the reasons why I chose not to hit a higher breakpoint was because it wasn't very stable. Why am I not hitting him? There you go. One of the reasons why I didn't play 75 sorry, one of the reasons I didn't play 125 FCR on my Poison Necro is just because, like, it was way too laggy, I felt, trying to run a 125 FCR Necro on this server. Yeah, so I tried to, like, my compensation was I ran 50 FCR because it didn't rubber band at all for me on 50 FCR, except for the occasional rubber band, which is fine. So 50 FCR and maxed out on poison damage. You actually were there for that season. I remember that. You were asking me about poison damage on my... Well, you were asking me about poison damage. Back then I didn't know exactly how poison worked. Even now I'm still a little bit iffy on that, but... Poison Necro. Yeah, like my Poison Necro is dishing out like 10k on screen damage. Or just like raw damage. Just on like the... lying character screen, but of course with minus poison facets, with D-Web, with 3-piece Trangs, yeah, my damage output was a lot higher, I think, for against most monsters than 10k. I mean, I used that to my advantage when that season when I was trying to do 1,000 Chaos runs, because yeah, I was able to just teleport Poison Nova, and I could still do Chaos in like a minute 15, I guess, off stream, which is faster than a lot of 125 FCR, or you know, like a 125 FCR Hammerden can do it, or most Poison or CE Necros even. So I was happy with that. Anyway, I'm just musing. Speaking of musing, I don't know if Muse is still here, but I don't know what to say. I do find it unfortunate. Ooh, Pus Spitter. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what to say about that multi-server setup. I hope that they get it out soon, so that, yeah, you and everyone else can play Guznard. But it's gonna be up to them to decide when and how they release it. And yeah, hopefully it goes well. Hopefully it goes well. I don't know. I've been pretty iffy this season. I am not... I mean, here's the thing, like, every season... oh, wow, Might and Conviction Ghosts. Yeah, okay, fuck that. But yeah, I notice, like, every season there's usually some kind of drama that goes on, but this one I'm just kind of tired of seeing it, actually. So, I don't know. It'd be nice to see some good news for a change, I guess. Some good news. That sounds good. A lot of fun. Anyway, gonna continue these runs. Run number 641. Yeah, I think part of the issue is this is just a really awkward time to stream. Like, I was thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, today not as many people are showing up, probably because it's like, basically it's midnight for most people, or for most people from East Coast, and then, of course, people in Europe are still in bed. They went to bed ages ago. Yeah. Macro's much better for that. People really just play the game. You don't get this kind of petty shit you see in normal mode. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. I think these are Silkweaves, right? Yeah, I think these are Silkweaves. Yeah, I think petty shit is a good way of putting it. And once again, like, I mean, I can't say that I'm exempt from this. Like, sometimes there is some petty shit I do too, right? Like, that's fine, but sometimes too, I'm just like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I just want to play the fucking game, you know? Like, I just want to I just want to show off a cool build, like, you know, rock a Tau Armor Zealer, right? And show that off, and just go and farm, do 1,000 runs, and so on. For me, that's just my thing. I have fun with that. Like, and I think a lot of other people are very much like, oh no, this is how this trade should be, or this is how the drop rate should be. Like, honestly, I could care less about the drop rates, really. I could care less about, like, even the arguments for, like, you know, people were talking about, like, oh, declone should be like Cham instead of Gull, or whatever. And for me, I didn't really care so much about that. Um, yeah, I really didn't care about that way back then, because for me, it's just like, it's just an item, and it's just like a thing that's in the game. Um, Same with drop rates, right? Like, at the end of the day, as long as they're not really, like, changing the core gameplay, they're not, like, adding new skills to characters, turning it away from, like, what the original gameplay was like on each of these characters, I'm cool with that. Um, yeah, and then multi-boxing allows us to do some really cool creative stuff, and I think a lot of people don't really take advantage of that, which is fine. A lot of people prefer, well, either one, not multi-boxing, or two, just they just want to, like, self-mule, self-level, self-trade. Or, not self-trade, but, like, self-level, self-mule, and self-rush. There you go. Which is fine, right? But, I don't know. For me, hearing about, like, I would hunt vanilla drops, but I would never, ever campaign for it. It is a mess, and the server is best off if the topic is just considered off-limits. I agree. And I feel like I hesitate because I feel... I hate to say it, but I feel the exact same way, except, like, as far as vanilla drops are concerned, I like, just looking out for myself, I would prefer vanilla drops, but I'm indifferent to drop rates just because I don't think it's a huge deal, like, for me personally. Like, because usually I'm just like, I just play whatever character, and usually the items I get are relatively easy to find. No, Larry, there are no bots in Slash Diablo. If you're talking like botting and whatnot, that's the main shtick of the server, actually. The whole idea behind the server is it's a bot-free, dupe-free, forum gold-free private server. We are allowed to map pack, but that's more, I guess, that's more for like quality of life, I would argue, than anything else. Yeah, so that you're not like wandering around in circles trying to find the damn exit or entrance to, like, let's say, like, Durance level 3 and whatnot. Except Korea. I mean, yeah, there are people who try to bot from time to time, but then they get caught and banned, right? So that's a lot more than what you can say about the situation on botnet. So, yeah, like, this is the thing. I'm not gonna go on I'm not gonna go as far as saying, like, oh yeah. Yeah, that was too slow in the full rejuve. Anyway. I'm not going to go as far as saying, like, okay, yeah, Slash has never had people who've tried to bot or who have botted, but, like, look at Fireaxe, right? But, I mean, BNet, the botting problem is rampant, whereas on Slash, it's like, okay, every now and then you come across somebody who bots, and then the mods catch them, and then they get banned really, really fast. Like, So I don't know. This is way, way, way better than what BNet has to offer, a million times over. At least to me. Some people would disagree. Some assholes try to bot and they get banned. Exactly. The whole idea in Path of Diablo is there's no bots, but there is. Really, that's interesting. I mean, here's the thing, Larry. It's hard to come across a place where there's absolutely no bots. Um, the main difference, because here's the thing, right? Like in any game, there's always going to exist people who try to use like third-party programs and try to do shit to get ahead. Like think about it, right? Like that's kind of the reality of it. Um, the main difference, I would say, or the main thing that people should be looking at is what is actually being done about the people who are playing the game in such a way where they're not supposed to be playing it like that, and they're getting ahead of everyone else because of it, right? Like if you're playing, like, let's say Call of Duty, I'm sure that there's, I know it's just a weird example, but just bear with me for a second. Like imagine playing, like, let's say Call of Duty, and it's like, okay, you get somebody with aimbot, like okay, well, it's obviously not supposed, they're not obviously not supposed to be using that, and they use that to get an advantage over everyone else. But the real question is, are they going to actually get punished for it, and how quickly they get caught for it, right? And when you're on a private server like Path of Diablo, you're gonna have like, they have like what, 1,000 people, or well, they've had at peak like over 1,000, like 2,000 people even on their server, and 1,000 to 2,000 people on the server, like, as opposed to a handful of mods, like it takes time to actually catch these people. But at the end of the day, at least something's actually being done about it. So I don't know. When I hear about bots in Path of Diablo, I don't know. I've never heard anyone complain that there are bots in Path of Diablo. I wouldn't be surprised if they exist, but frankly, I would vouch for the idea that, like, it's not, it's nowhere near as bad as BNet, and it's like, they're actively getting patrolled and banned, I'd imagine. So I think this stuff is way more involved of an answer than I ever expected. I mean, that's one of the things I try to do to set not myself aside from others, but more so, like, I don't know. I'm not the type, or I'm not exactly an avid fan of like giving like a one-line response, like, oh yes, it's, oh shit, and there's scarab shell boots. Let's hope they weren't anything good. Anyway, yeah, I didn't want to, like, give you, like, a, oh, yeah, there's no bots on Slash, and then just leave it at that. Like, I'll be real with you, dude. Yeah, like, from time to time, we come across, there are people who, mysteriously become super rich, super fast, and then, well, the mods crack down on those people, and then they get banned, right? Like, that is a thing. Like, I'm just gonna be real with you. Like, okay, yes, it's, when I say bot free, yeah, like, it's not entirely true, but I don't know. I think it deserves an explanation is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully it's a good thing that it's more involved of an answer than you were expecting, but I don't know. I don't want to just be like, okay, yeah, like, this is Slash, and we're allowed to map hack and multi-box, and there's no bots, you should try it. Like, okay, well, yeah, technically, it's not a bad answer, but, like, you can do better, and you're talking about POD, and I have my thoughts on it too, right? Like, I don't want to just ignore what you say and be like, oh, okay, that's cool, dude, right? Like, what would be, what would you gain out of that? Hey, Seth, good night, D2, sorry I couldn't make the stream. It's okay, dude, I started like an hour ago, and it was very sporadic, and I told you guys I was streaming today, but I didn't ever specify a time. This season's pretty botched. I'm hoping next season I'll have more time to actually stream on ladder reset night. And then, of course, the days to follow afterwards. Yeah, this season well, hopefully at least I won't be sick for starters, and second, like, hopefully I won't be, like, too busy in the days to come. I really want to give Ladder Reset next season more, I don't know, I just want to actually let you guys hang out for longer than 3 days and then just vanish into the abyss. Okay, good enough about bots now. What is different about D2 and Slash? Yes, so, yeah, sorry, that was a bit of a lengthy response. So let's switch topics. Difference between Slash Diablo and regular D2. Well, Gooznarg linked you a thread. Let me actually just skim through it quickly because they actually did make a post on this. It's pretty lengthy, but just look at the headings. Yeah, look at the headings of each of those things that are written, and then you can kind of see what the main differences are. Particularly, you don't need to. Well, first of all, there's no realm down, which is amazing. You don't need a CD, or you don't need CD keys. I think I mentioned compared to like vanilla D2, like when you're talking about, well, in terms of like botnet, you won't have to deal with botting and duping and for like people doing like real world money trading or using forum gold to get ahead on the ladder, right? That's a big thing on BNet, like people carrying over wealth off of they carry wealth over through forum gold essentially. All right, have a good night, Seth. Yeah, it has been a rough season for sure. Ah, so I'm glad you asked about that. If you're asking about like gameplay changes, like just like core gameplay, yes, that's actually the second main selling point of Slash. The first is bot free, dupe free, forum gold free. The second is it's meant to be a as close to vanilla or close to vanilla private server. It's not like purely vanilla, like even something like, you know, Mapack and no drop, like drop rate changes do affect the game, but in terms of like, this is why I'm playing on Slash, right? Like the items haven't changed. They didn't like spontaneously make Tal or let's say like Tyrael's might doesn't now give like Enigma or teleport or anything like that, right? They didn't try to rebalance Infinity or Enigma to lose teleport or have like a weaker conviction aura. They didn't try to like change rune words to have different runes to be used. They didn't try to like rebalance the numbers on different skills because, you know, in the original game was kind of a big thing. Like, people complain, oh yeah, Hammerdins are so overpowered. No. This is, I would say, as close to vanilla multiplayer gameplay as you can really get. Since, yeah, the builds are the same, compared to, like, basically the character I'm using right now, for example, right? Like, you could make this in vanilla D2, and it would work the exact same way, right? Like, the core gameplay is the same. They haven't changed the rune words, they haven't changed the character builds, they haven't changed the classes, and got offered $10 for a jaw rune once, told the guy to fuck off. For real? Like, oh wait, on D2? Like, sorry, on like botnet or on Slash? Man, if it were on Slash, that's kind of impressive. Like, you know, why the fuck? I don't know, man. It's just funny. Like, I feel like if you're playing on a private server, like, what have you to gain out of, really, out of, you know, paying money to get ahead? It's so weird. Hey, Waba, not pod, fun af. Yeah, yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way. That's why I don't like to shit on pod, because it's something that, you know, a lot of people really enjoy, but I also have to be very truthful, which is I don't enjoy pod myself very much. Oh, unique ring. Okay, come on. Fingers crossed for something good. On constricting ring now. Dwarf Star. Dwarf Star! Ravenfrost. Okay, well, so be it. Okay. What's my MF? It is 100. Hello, by the way, Walba. Nice to have you on board with us. So, my MF is exactly 100. I kept it like this deliberately. I made sure even that the equipment that I'm using hits 100 on the dot, because I felt like 100 was a pretty clean, round, solid number. I did this with Tal Armor and 2 MF. 2 6 MF small turns. Not 7s. I have 7s. I even have a Geeds. Perfect Geeds, or 40 Geeds. But I made sure not to use it because I specifically wanted to have 100 MF to simulate what a character might have early ladder when they're, you know, cruising around trying to MF. If they're trying to go for, like, you know, Duriel, right? Like, imagine if you're a Sork and you might only have, I don't know, a Gull Dagger on Switch or some shit. I don't know. So that's kind of basically the idea with these runs is if I if in these 1,000 runs with 100 MF I can get like a lot of really good shit, then man, imagine what you could get with 500 MF. I've already found 2 Arachnid Sashes and 5 Facets with 100 MF, which is pretty insane. It was the latter where we had vanilla drops, and it was on HC. Runes were scarce and Homie was desperate. I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, it's a private server. Like, if you're just gonna buy the rune, just fucking play single player, or like, and hero editor it in, or try and like, yeah, either hero editor it in, or just go play botnet where you can actually buy the runes, or Europe.battle.net. That place has literal pay to win because you can buy the items from them, which is obviously a little fucked up, but that's the way it is. It's fucked up for a number of reasons, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Like, I'm not really interested in that topic. Anyway. So, sorry, let me take a moment to actually answer Larry here, because I don't want to keep Larry waiting. He's new, and I figure he's not quite interested in hanging out here for too long. But let me sum this up for you, because you were saying it's more of a vanilla D2 time. Yes, that's why I'm saying, right, like, it's hard to call it, like, purely vanilla, but, like, it's really as close to vanilla as it gets. A lot of people will cite POD as vanilla, really vanilla, but no. I mean, the thing is, like, you got mods like Median XL, right, which are really radical, and then you got POD, which is like really close, or which is close to the main game, but they've tweaked around with like they rebalanced Enigma, they rebalanced like different skills, different items, different rune words, yada yada. And I don't know if they rebalanced monsters in different areas. I think they did too. They added different areas, that's for sure. Here on Slash, this is kind of like the experience that you should get on BNet. Well, in a manner of speaking, like, you know, you get a global chat channel, like basically a lot of quality of life stuff, but you're still playing the original game, right? Like out of the box. Only main differences are they made it so that you don't spawn declone off of SOJs, because, you know, in the original game you needed 80 SOJs to spawn declone, which is obviously just not viable for a private server to get 80 people to sell an SOJ, so they had to change that, which I think is fair. And anybody who really says otherwise is probably trolling. And then, of course, they made it so that the drop rates are closer to no drop 0, meaning every monster drops an item. Basically, it's set to players' 8 drop rates always, no matter what the player setting is. I don't really care for drop rates. That's never really bothered me, so I don't really give a shit about that personally, but, I mean, hey, maybe you might. I know it has for some people. And then, of course, the most recent change is they enabled a rune word called Plague that's in the game files, but that just never really got enabled. And it was only this season. Like, there was this huge debate over it. People were talking like, oh man, like this rune word Plague, it's like hanging out. Like, can we introduce it? And people wanted this because they wanted to have a use for Cham, or Cham rune. So it's something that they enabled this season. They just wanted to see how it goes. If it's something that a lot of people don't like, then maybe they'll consider getting rid of it. But, you know, I think it's a cool thing that they're working within the realm of what the original game had to offer. So, there you go. That's the idea. But there you go. Larry, does that answer your question for you? The thing, though, regarding the stash space, apparently... Well, here's the thing. With stash space, you can mule, right? Like, you can have... What the fuck? Why is he dying? You can have unlimited mules. So, essentially, you have unlimited space. Like, you're not going to run out of space ever to carry your items. But it's not as convenient as in POD. Like, they just straight up have an unlimited... Like, it's like pluggy stash, basically, but... apparently, if they were to do that on Slash, there's, like, for one, it kind of changes the vanilla gameplay, or the gameplay in a way, and it also, they would need a whole new version of the game, from what I heard, to actually to actually implement this different stash is what they were saying. So it's not a thing. No. POD doesn't have Pluggy. They have an extended stash, is what I was saying. That's similar to what Pluggy has. But yeah, they don't have Pluggy. You can't reset your PW on POD. What? It's kind of weird. Hey, by the way, nice to see you, Maverick. And hey, Fishbones, nice to see you. How much MF? I'm rocking exactly 100 MF. And I was just talking about this. It was a value that I felt was very in line with what a lot of people have early this season. Or early in a latter season, right? I think it's fair to assume that people have 100... yeah, 100 MF at least. So if I can get some really good finds with 100 MF, imagine how much better, or how many better finds you could get with like, let's say 500 MF or 1,000 MF if you wanna, if you dare, right? Like, yeah, Duriel's pretty easy to kill under the right circumstances, and he drops like a lot of really good shit, including facets, arachnid sashes, and so on. But a lot of people don't know about this, that he's actually a really good source of farming if you time it right. Yeah, it's just one page though. Is it only one page? I always thought that it was unlimited stash space, or stash space. Like, I thought that was the whole premise of that. Well, one of the things that they had going for them on that server. But anyway, I mean, if you say so. Like, I only really played it once or twice, and it's like, to be honest, it's funny that you mentioned that the whole balance being ruined by them changing Enigma, because that's exactly why I don't like playing POD, or that's one of the reasons I don't like playing on POD. But that's a discussion I was going to get into after. But let me talk to some of the others that were saying. Okay then. Well, sure. Okay. I don't know, man. That's D2 for you. I don't think that's a slash issue. It's found my first purple box today. Oh, well, congratulations, Maverick. Please tell me it wasn't a cham. I know somebody found 2 chams not too long ago in the same game. That was funny to see, but I don't know. It was a jaw. Oh, very nice. So you got a jaw, and I got a burr as our first perps. So technically, if I kept my burr, between the two of us, we could have actually made an Enigma. Yeah, congrats, by the way, on your jaw. It's a good feeling for sure if you don't farm for, you farm for an entire season, you don't get shit, and then you finally get your first perp, and it's like, yeah, it's like a nice jaw. It's kind of like taking a shit, like, you just hang around, and all of a sudden, like, oh, when it drops, oh yeah, like, it feels good, right? Like, I know it's a weird analogy, but you just had to bear with it. Moltres found it. Oof, it's unfortunate. Anyway, Larry, are you still hanging around? Because I didn't get a chance to address these comments. If I can address these 2 comments while you're still around, then I'll be able to leave off happy here. You're good. You're still here. Okay. So Maverick is. Oh yeah, it's Enjoy It. He is one of the mods, so be very careful with what you say if you plan to try and bot. Don't say that you're gonna bot here, because we have the Popo right here, policeman. / policeman. He's just saying that the Enigma thing is just a huge problem. Oh yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, Wobble was saying last POD season I didn't make a Sork and I made Enigma, EBOTD, etc. and was fully geared. Maps are so dense you don't really need teleport to farm efficiently. What maps? I mean, I thought that the maps are the same on POD as they are in Vanilla D2, aren't they? If they're not, then, well, once again, it's like, that's another change I didn't even know about. Enigma change ruins POD, because I want to play something other than Sork, then I can't. I think for Larry, what do you mean? I'm speaking for what I think Larry means, but, you can feel free to correct me. The thing is, like, you can play other characters without Enigma, but having the option of being able to roll an Enigma is kind of nice. Like I was saying this before, it feels kind of shitty knowing that, like, the #1 mobility skill. No, not even number one mobility skill. Is the best skill on Diablo 2. Okay, like bar none. Okay, like I'll fight people for this. It is the teleport is the most overpowered skill in Diablo 2, and only one class gets access to it. Like on POD, yeah, like you get access to some alternatives and you get access to warp on Enigma. I don't know why they made it like that, but I guess they wanted to really encourage build diversity. Okay, fine, fair enough. But it sucks knowing that, like, okay, like let's say I ever want to do like 200 FCR Seal Glitch Chaos. Well, shit, dude. I mean, there's only one build that's really capable of that. For example, yeah, I mean, there's a reason why I think I heard from others that light skiller GCs go for Gull Rune, or used to go for Gull Rune each. I remember that I had heard that from somebody else. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I'm just saying, like sorks in that game were really even like Reset Night, you know, they dominated. Like, what's really the I mean, map means something different in POD. It doesn't mean a map of an ordinary area. A map is a new endgame area. Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, okay. So like, they're talking about like mapping, like the level 89 plus areas or whatever. Like, okay, fine, fair enough. But I guess just the point I'm making is like, for me, one of the things that I don't know when I'm playing on POD, it sounds ridiculous, but I feel like one of the things that I would have wanted, like one of the things that would have actually kept me going, is like seeing that, okay, well, Sork's not just dominating, it might be like a new game or a new experience, but in reality it's like the D2 experience, but some of the problems in the original game that kind of made it less enjoyable in a sense, or certain builds less viable, is made even worse there for me. Like, yes, you can run certain, like, you can run like non-teleport builds on POD. Yes, this is very true. But then it feels like you're playing, like, it kind of feels like you're if I'm playing it on POD, it feels like a waste of time, because like, why would I want to gimp myself like that on a different, like, private server, right, on a different game? Like, on for me, if I want to play a game where Sork's busted, then I'll just play the original game, like Diablo 2. So that's kind of what it is for me. That's why I was saying, like, people were asking me, shit, well, D2D2, if you don't like POD, then probably you hate Median XL. And I'm like, actually, I enjoyed Median XL. That's the irony. That's the weirdest thing. But, like, I'm not even kidding you. I enjoyed Median, but I couldn't really bring myself to play POD for longer than like 3 hours. Like, it was the weirdest thing, and I can't really put it into words, but it's just like I'm not out to, like, I wasn't out to try and play the game and be like, oh, I hate it. No, I was legitimately thinking like, oh shit, like, everyone says great things about it, so maybe if I play it, like, I'll have a lot of fun with it. And I tried it, and I'm like, oh shit, well, I started off as a druid. I made it to like level 30, 35, and then I think I went into a game of Nightmare and everyone was a Sork, and I'm like, well, shit, there you go. I don't know what to say to that. Well, thanks for playing. Time to return back to Slash, I guess. So that's just, I know, every time I bring this up, or every time I bring up this topic, it is, I think it gets a little, not heated, but definitely gets some heads turning, because I know some people feel very strongly for POD, and that it's positive. It's generally positive. I think the majority of people, like maybe 90% of people who've played Pod, if I were to guess that percentage, maybe really enjoy it. But I've just, oh man, I can't. I can't. Moobot is botting reported. Hey Farallon, didn't notice that you dropped in. Also, that Waba, I don't know where he disappeared off to. I was hoping he would try and disprove or counter argue some of the things that I was saying. If he's still around, that'd be great. But I don't know, man. Like, it's just, that's what it is. It contains really dense mob. I made one character on POD and didn't make it out of Act 1 normal. Didn't super hate it or anything, but wasn't feeling it and never went back. Yeah, same! Yo! Except I made it through Act 1. I made it through Act 1. I actually had fun up until until about, like, late normal. Because I was also playing, like, a Poison Creeper Druid, and the Poison Creeper Druid was really fucking silly. Like, you go around and you just dumpster everything with Poison Creeper until, you reach end of normal. Like, okay, fine. But, honestly, though, like, when I made it to Nightmare and I saw, like, 7 Sorks, I'm just like, they're in my game, and I'm, like, the only non-Sork carry. I'm like, okay, nope. That's it for me. I'm gone. Goodbye. That's had my fun. That was, I think, my second, yeah, that was my second reset. The first reset was plagued with disconnection issues. That was the season where over 2,000 people tried to play all at once. Everyone stockpiled on the server, and then it like basically crashed. Well, no, it didn't crash. Sorry, it prohibited like, or only allowed like, I think 980 people to play on the server at a time, and everybody else who wasn't on the server at the time, well, you know, tough luck. And well, yeah, I happened to draw the short stick. So, I don't know. Anyway, back to it. Now, I enjoyed this 2 seasons ago or something like that, when they added Chamry to add cooldown reduction. Materials Might. For Saga with Corruption, that's all very rare. You can make a 100% cooldown reduction Paladin and make it super OP. And you nerfed that. It was fun to farm over and over again for this one very rare thing worth like 30 hirons. Now they nerfed even that. It's like, what the fuck is the point of the end game farming now when there's not something rare that rare that exists and is super that is useful? Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. I mean, that's I would like to think very valid point to make. But yeah, my main issues with POD is like, one, I didn't really know what else they changed. This is the thing, right? Like, there were a number of things, I think, a number of issues I had with it. Like, I got really bored with the character progression when I was playing. Like, I wanted to get my druid, like, you know, good gear, like good weapons, and I wasn't getting any high rune drops, or not high rune, sorry. I wasn't getting any like low rune or mid rune drops, and I also wasn't getting any unique or set items. And also I realized that they changed the way maps were, or at least it looked like the maps were very different, because I had to trek across all of Act 2, or all of, like, the entire desert, and it felt a lot longer than usual. I don't know, it felt like they changed the map. Did they change the maps? I don't know, man. Like, it's just, it's hard to say. So that actually kind of detracted from the fun for me, because I don't know all of the things they've changed. And then I went and played it, and then, like, seeing nothing but, like, Sorks the season I played, along with, like, knowing that at the end, like, okay, well, you're gonna have to deal with O-skill or 0 cooldown teleport at the end of the day as the end game holy grail of MFers. It's like, why? You know, I can play vanilla D2 for this. At least I know that game way, way, way better. So, add more. I don't know. I came back to BNet pretty quickly. That's how I felt about it. Enigma thing is the biggest issue. People would play everything else if it wasn't for the Enigma thing. Yeah, that's the thing that bothers me the most. Like, honestly, yeah, no, seriously, that's my biggest complaint, personally. And I was curious about this. I tried to dig up threads that, I don't know, I was curious to see if some other people felt the same way. I think most people don't really care, at least it doesn't look like most people care, which is fine. I'm happy that that's the case, to be honest. But when I was playing, or when I was like reading through I don't remember whose post it was. It was somebody who I've seen on this channel before. But they made a post. They were saying, like, was it NMAC? I don't know. Anyway, somebody was saying, like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna find the thread instead of talking on my ass, because I saw this thread. I was like, huh, interesting. Here's somebody else who actually felt the same way and addressed the issue. But once again, honestly, I think I'm in the minority in how I feel about Enigma. Yeah, exactly. Farallon, thank you for putting into words, like my thoughts into, well, not really my thoughts, but this is how I felt, but I couldn't really put it into words. And when you word it like this, it kind of sums up how I internally feel, but wasn't really able to say, right? Like, the crazy part is, how did they come to the conclusion that Enigma is OP without simultaneously realizing that Sword Teleport is equally OP? That's, well, no, actually, I would even go as far as saying Sword Teleport is not equally OP, but it's way more OP. Because at least with Enigma, you have to make a jaw and a burr, like, you have to get jaw and burr for it. You actually have to work for an Enigma. Whereas with a Sork, all you really need to do is hit level 18. Okay, wow, big fucking whoop, dude. Anyway, Path of Diablo Enigma. Path of Diablo. Here it is. Wow, first thread that I found. Nickit. Yes, this guy. Yes. I've seen him around from time to time, but I haven't seen him around recently. So this is the one I was talking about. And I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, this, even Nickit pointed out, like, well, first of all, it speaks for softcore, that this post, and also that, it's not that he doesn't appreciate what the people for, like, the admins for Path of Diablo have done, and Green Dude especially, who made the mod in the first place. Like, I'm not somebody who frequents Path of Diablo, but I can still appreciate, like, that's a lot of work that went into this mod, and I don't want to just, like, say, oh man, it's dog shit or anything like that, because it's not. But it's, of course, a lot of fun for people, but there's those problems that just make me not want to play it. The ones that I mentioned. Like, I guess I could learn the game a lot better and then get more used to it, but at the end of the day, like, that teleport change on Enigma, that alone makes me, like, be like, I don't even really know if I want to get into this. If they got rid of that, then maybe I'd actually reconsider, actually, like, giving it another, like, try, like an honest, like, sitting down and actually trying to learn Path of Diablo in greater detail. But I don't know, man. It's really not my, like, so far, from what I've seen, I wasn't very impressed playing the game. That's just, or playing Path of Diablo, but that's just me. Anyway, sorry, that was, quite lengthy, but yeah, once again, shout out to Farallon, because he really, and to Gooznarg, because what Gooznarg said is kind of how I felt playing Pod at some point. And I mean, I try to really think about it, like, why I wasn't feeling it for Pod, and that was, like, I kind of boiled it down to the reasons that I mentioned. But yeah, like, not feeling it is kind of the vibe I was getting from the beginning. And then plus, like, on top of that, Farallon put it into words, like, what I wanted to, I guess, say without really being able to put it into words. Like, how, teleport is busted. Like, it really is. It's the most busted skill in this game, and it's like, well, shit. I mean, you're gonna not only keep it, but you're gonna make it exclusive to one character, essentially. And people told me that, well, there are actually items that allow you to have a way to compete with Sword Teleport, but I didn't know about this at the time, and I still don't see them. If you guys want to, like, point me to where, struggle, that's what Dan's saying. Ah, shit. Talk about pod skills that compete with Sortelli? Yes. Yeah, yeah, actually. Yeah, go ahead. Please do. Like, this is the thing. I know that... Interesting. I'm just looking at the chat channel here. Somebody was asking for equipment, and Dan's trying to tell him, basically, you should basically go get your own stuff, I guess, is kind of what I gather. Anyway, sorry. Let's go back to what we were talking about. So, I'm talking about, like, yeah, the other non-Sork mobility skills that are not... Anyway, whatever. I'm just going to ignore chat channel for now. Yeah, the issue here is that some scouts for some classes correct, but not without Champion giving cooldown reduction. Not viable. They have like 2 cool... Yeah, no, I hear you, dude. Look, here's the thing. It's not like I've never played POD. Like, I played my I played Poison Creeper Druid, and I also went Flame Dash as a secondary skill, right? And I put 20 points into Flame Dash. And 20 points into Flame Dash gets me down to 0.5 second cooldown on Flame Dash. And it's like okay, well, 0.5 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but 0.5 seconds is a lot. Like, a 200 FCR Sork with teleport can go 4 teleports in a second. 4.1, 4.2 teleports. And you're telling me that if I play a Druid with Flame Dash, I can go half that speed? And then, okay, well, I mean, I guess if I get a shit ton of chams, then okay, well, maybe we can get that up and running. But, I don't know, man. Like, it just seems so scuffed. Oh, then they even remove the cooldown reduction from channel. That's even better. Wow. I say that sarcastically, of course. Yeah, no, I hear you. Look, man, people just told me items exist that allow you to have, or to get rid of the cooldown on some of these mobility skills. I don't know the exact details, right? I didn't think they mentioned. I know I knew what Chamroon did, but I don't know if that's what they were referring to. I thought they were referring to specific items. Like, I know that there's like Rune Word, or I don't remember if it was. I think it was Bone. Yeah, like the Bone Rune Word. It now gives like, you get 3. When you fire a Bone Spear, you get like 3 Bone Spears or some shit like that, right? Like, okay, there might be weird items that actually do this kind of thing, where it removes the cooldown on some mobility skills. But if they were referring to Chamroon, see, that's already a problem in itself. Like, so you're telling me I need a shit ton of Chams to get this build to have 0 cooldown? That's strange. Like, not true anymore because they redid Chamroon. Oh wow, even better. Like, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, it's their server, okay? Like for the record, I'm not advocating for this way, or like they should do this or they should do that. I'm just saying like how I felt when I played on the server, and I guess kind of why I felt that way. Yeah, but that was actually fine. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's just weird. I think for them, part of the reason why they removed, or why they removed Enigma or teleport from Enigma isn't because they felt like teleport on Enigma was overpowered. It might have been because they were trying to discourage people from only having Enigma as their armor rune word. Like, what I mean by this is they probably want other people to try something different, right? Like corrupted shaft stop or something. I don't even know how any of that works. I didn't make it to that late game part. Like, I just wanted to get through the game, and I wasn't even able to do that. Maybe like corrupted shaft stop or corrupted Duriel's might, right? Like, anyway, yeah. I mean, it's, you kind of get where I'm coming from. Like, and I think we're mostly in agreement, so I'm not really gonna try and, like, say much more about, that, I guess. But what going back to Slash, though. Slash, yeah, no, one of the reasons I enjoy Slash, like, when it comes to D2, if it came down to it, like, I really would prefer to just play single player, over BNet. But I also really like playing with others, right? Like, for me, the game is just way more fun when I play with others. And so for me, seeing this private server / Diablo, playing this game, or on this private server / Diablo, I get to play with others, but I get to play D2, or as close to D2 as I can really get, right? Like, the original game. It's not like, and see, there's a charm in this too. There's problems in the original game that a lot of people complain about, like, oh, certain classes are really imbalanced, like, and other ones are really weak, right? But for me, that's appealing for the original game, because that seems like a challenge for me, or that it's kind of like, for me, it's like challenge accepted, right? Like let's say barbs. Everyone's like, oh yeah, barbs are shit. Never start with a barb. Never MF with a barb. And, well, you know what? I started with a barb this season, and Day 1, I got a 3-trap 20 FCR circlet that I could probably sell for a lot late ladder. Or like, I was able to get a Gull Rune early. Granted, these were both really lucky, but I mean, the people make it sound a lot worse than it actually is. You can make a barb work. You can freaking go whirlwind into Hell Trap. That's a very viable way to MF. You just gotta know how to play the damn thing in the original game, right? Like, 122, 28, and 10. Geeds. What run number is this? 677? Okay. What is this? Here, 1 second. Let's see. What was I doing here? Oh, yes, I was charting down this drop. Okay, so 677. 677, and the item was Geeds. 122 gold find. 122 gold find, 28 MF, and 10 vendor Geeds. Okay, good. Hey, sorry to derail the conversation there, but yeah, I mean, as you can see, I like to keep track of what my finds are for the day, because yeah, it's fun. I like to do these 1,000 run challenges every season. Not really challenges, but I just like to do these 1,000 run streaks, I guess. And I like to see what I get out of them, and it's a lot of fun. But there's also a lot of, I guess, record keeping that has to be done, since I like to present my results to the Slash community. That's another thing too, right? Like, it's nice to just be able to play multiplayer with a group of people who aren't all a bunch of, people who are exploiting the game, or, who are trying to, dick each other over all the time, which is kind of what I felt like BNet had become. So, I don't know. This, for me, is the best option that I've got. By quite a margin. I get to play with people, and I get to play the original game. The trade-off is, well, I don't even say there's that much of a trade-off. Like, I get access to map pack and multi-boxing, which I think a lot of people are turned off by, but I'm mostly indifferent, so it's not an issue for me. Anyway, so Larry, yeah, hopefully that answers your question about Slash, though. It's just kind of like vanilla game with a few things that are arguably quality of life, and a few other things that are kind of like, things like no drop zero. Like, every monster drop, drop settings are always set to players 8, essentially. It's like, okay, I mean, if you care about drop rates, then alright, all the power to you, but I don't really, for me, I care mostly about making cool builds. That, for me, is the most fun part of this game, right? Cool builds that exist in the original game that no one ever really uses for, well, largely because they are more concerned about making characters who are solid MFers, or powerful rune farmers. But yeah, I just like to mess around, have fun. I grew up with this game, and it's nice to be able to, I guess, show off builds that don't normally get the light of day. Like, look at me right now. I'm using a Nadja's staff and a Tal's armor on a Zealer, right? Like, that's not something you see every day. And then MFing Quest Bug Duriel, yeah, hell, why not? Speedrun categories should enforce class balance and allow for competition. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I don't know about enforce class balance, though. That's the main thing that I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that, because like everyone, well, not everyone, but if you've been keeping track of speedruns for D2, like Indrik beat the game with a Sork in under 1 hour, everyone pretty much knows that, yeah, Sork will probably get through the game faster than anybody else because of teleport, just off of teleport alone, really. Oh, and static field, of course, let's not forget that. Arguably the second most busted skill in this game. But anyway, so that's I digress though. Like, here's the thing. Like, now if we look at if we look at the other classes, like we can see just how imbalanced it is because of the speed runs a lot of the time. Well, I mean, I guess that's just for getting through the game, though. I don't know about. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm not entirely sure what you mean, because I'm not saying I necessarily disagree. I'm just not sure what you're. By glass, I mean that bars are measured against bar. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm on board with what you're saying now. That makes sense. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, class balance. Yeah, so like if you're playing as a pally, you're going up against other pallies. Yeah, I'm pretty like on board with that. I guess what I was thinking about was people who are trying to go for the speed run world record, because I know like there's, it's usually divvied up by classes, but people also pay attention to the fastest runs, right? Like, I remember once upon a time, Assassin, I believe, was I think an hour, an hour 14 minutes, which was a few minutes faster than the fastest Sork once upon a time. So yeah, I mean, that category of like matching classes against each other is also a thing too. But yeah, what you're saying makes total sense. Like, barbs against barbs, pallies against pallies, and that's the way it should be done. Like, how does that make sense that, you know, just measure Sork against everybody else? Then everybody who does a speedrun would just be playing Sork. Like, what the fuck? And yeah, I make a good point about BNet players BNet players generally being unfriendly. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, most of them are okay. Most of them are okay, but there's a few of them that I'm like, I don't know. I've seen people do shit like, oh, this is actually a pretty solid two-handed weapon. 173% ED War Club, level 33 requirement. That's something that a early game barb, I think, would be able to use pretty nicely. But of course, it's essentially worthless. No one is going to actually take that as a level 33 requirement item. So at this point in the season, when as like Balrog or Oaths are a thing. But anyway, sorry. So with regards to the whole BNet players being unfriendly thing, it's like there's a lot of people, like the majority of people who play on BNet are are fine. Like, most of them won't cause you problems, but I think the fact that BNet doesn't actually get monitored anymore means that there's a lot of people who will do shit and then dickish things, and they get away with it scot-free, so they're just gonna keep doing it, right? Like for example, I've seen in the past like players or streamers who are playing hardcore, and then somebody stream snipes them, goes into their game, and then proceeds to try and hunt them down and PK them in like while they're running tombs as like a level 19 character. It's like okay, well, I mean, I guess, right? Like I guess you could also technically see this behavior on Slash, but the difference is if somebody does this on Slash, then you report them to the mods, and likely they're just gonna get banned like then and there. So people are wasting their time if they do that. Whereas on BNet, they can grief away for people. So that's just one example. And then of course the botting and duping and forum gold stuff. People generally aren't assholes about that, but some people can be. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time. Hey Coaster, how are you doing? Nice of you to join us just as we go through our usual routine of talking shit about POD, which we just finished that topic, and now we're just talking about balance or class balance in the original game, I guess, more or less. Just random stuff, I guess. Just wanted to, just needed something to talk about while I do these Duri runs, and while I chill. Probably gonna be pushing for run number 750 this evening. Gonna go to bed earlier than usual because I am tired. You've been playing HCCL. Oh, wow. Well, I don't know. I would probably cry about HCCL too. Classic by itself is okay, but HCCL, damn dude, that's hardcore. How is that going? Level 51 Necromancer already? HCCL on Slash or HCCL like in single player? Because damn, that sounds like a lot of fun. On Slash. Oh wow. Yo dude, damn, that's some massive cojones. You're going like hardcore on Slash? Like, yeah, no, I believe D2C is hard, but damn, dude, like, aren't you afraid that you're gonna get like rubber band, not rubber banding, what is it, desynced? You worried about like this or that? A lot of fun. I'm happy to hear that. That's pretty awesome. Enjoying the game, playing the game slowly. Yeah, lots of desync. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the other thing too that kind of bothers me about hardcore. I know this might sound like as a lame excuse, but I know that if ever I were to play hardcore, I know that I probably wouldn't be playing as risky as I am here. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, there really isn't much risk in softcore at all. But what I meant by that was, like, in hardcore, I would probably be playing it a lot more carefully, so I wouldn't ever try to do anything that I knew for sure I couldn't do. Like, I would probably norm bail until at least level 45 or so, right? Like, I would probably stay in Act 1 until I'm at least like level 16, level 17 at least. I'd over level everywhere I go. I'd make sure I have the right res, I'd make sure I have the right health, equipment, that maybe if, I had access to a bow barb, that I would always use it every single game. And then if, here's the big thing, I would absolutely not use teleport, like, on a Naja's staff and autopilot my teleports through mobs. I would, at a very bare minimum, look at where the mobs are and then teleport only to get past them. Or I would just never teleport at all. And for me, it just feel like that's much slower gameplay. And I wouldn't ever really want to do that. I figured as much. I didn't know for sure, but I figured as much. I was just, yeah, just for me though, like, talking hardcore by itself, like hardcore classic, that's even crazier, dude. Like, props to you. Like, I'm actually like, oh, that's exciting. Like, even hearing that you're playing hardcore classic, I'm like, oh shit, man, this guy's got fucking balls of steel. Like, I don't know, it's just how I feel about, like, classic is one thing, hardcore is another, and you're doing both, and other people are also doing both, so it's really fun to hear about. Nice, different way of playing Diablo 2 for a change, like switching it up. That's pretty awesome, dude. But, like I said, I was just talking about hardcore by itself, though, is like, yeah, like, teleport on hardcore, not like expansion is like, okay, I wouldn't ever want to risk my neck on that. But hardcore classic, where it's not even an option, probably my equivalent would be, not playing. Oh wait, no, I don't even get access to an assassin. Probably I would just make a pally straight up, like, or just one of the safer characters I feel like are safer. Yeah, I'd feel like Pally's really safe, just because he's, you can go like max block with him. He has a pretty decent amount of life. Not as much as assassins, I think, but like still pretty good. Whereas when I'm playing as like a Sork, I feel like I'm a glass cannon. I do get access to teleport, but it's like, I don't know. HCCL Zon is what I played the last two BNet ladders. Oh, I'm surprised you actually played BNet, but anyway, I figured it's the hardest possible combo. Oh man, that's somebody who's really masochistic. Like, oh wow. I mean, yeah, hard HCCL Zon. Damn, how are you even supposed to make that work? Like, you do have Lightning Fury. I mean, that's not too bad, right? Like, I don't know if Lightning Fury works differently in classic compared to expansion. I wanted to play my Doomsayer Necromancer, but D2C defeated me. It forces you to play meta because not many builds are viable in classic. Yeah, no, I could see that being an issue. to be honest. Like, here's the thing. Some items by themselves make it so that, like, let's say, the thing about Enigma, obviously everyone loves it for the teleport. Even if you removed every other modifier on Enigma, I think people would still probably use it. But that it has, like, things like plus defense is really handy because it allows some builds to work too, I think. And it's like that for a lot of other items. Like, there are items that allow builds to work on D2 expansion, and those definitely aren't present in D2 Classics. So yeah, I could kind of imagine that you would be restricted in what you can do there, especially without access to things like Infinity or so, like, let's say even like Phoenix, for example, Enigma, so on. Although I guess you could always multi-box a Conviction Pally. I know you probably wouldn't want to do that. I think the main thing that's interesting for me, though, in Classic is that there isn't really, like, an end... Or maybe I'm wrong about this one, but it's not like... The endgame isn't as, like, well-defined... Basically, it's not just the same items, right? Like, endgame for expansion is usually some variation of, like, Hodo, Enigma, Spirit Shield. Seriously, what the fuck is up with the Spirit? Anyway, Hodo, Spirit Shield, Enigma, and then, like, Arachnid Sash and Mage Fizz. Like, you always know what your equipment is going to look like as an endgame caster. Whereas with Classic, you know, every character, like, people say this, every character is unique. Like, it's really hard to find two characters who look identical to each other. Whereas, if you're, you know, looking at, like, the top Sorks, or not even top Sorks, but the majority of Sorks on Slash, they use a very similar build pattern, I guess, right? Like, they're gonna have either, like, some set of, like, Tals, or they're probably gonna be using Viper Magi or Ormus with, like, and those, whatever armor they use basically dictates what the rest of their gear is going to look like a lot of the time. Whereas, yeah, HCCL is going to be like rares, and a lot of the rares look very different from one another, so that's exciting, at least. But anyway, that's just kind of what I hear about HCCL, which I think is really interesting. Doomsayer Necromancer uses Iron Maiden and Attract. Designates someone as a Calamity with Attract and then cast Iron Maiden on everyone else. The mob kills the Calamity, the mob kills itself. Pacifist Necromancer. Works good on LOD, not so much on D2C. Wow. Yo, that sounds insane. That's a really creative build. The only thing I'm curious about is, does, like, I guess, does Iron Maiden really reflect that much damage back? Like, I don't know. That's just the main thing I'm curious about. I'd imagine that it would be, otherwise, like you said, it works good on LOD. You wouldn't say that if it actually didn't. So, that's pretty cool, though. Damn, that's... Oh, Doomsayer Necromancer. You even got a good name for it, too. Are Oblivion Knights immune to all curses? I believe they are. They're immune to being, like, affected with a curse, afflicted with a curse, but they are not immune to the effects, like, inadvertent effects of other curses, if that makes sense. So like, in the case of Attract, even bosses and Oblivion Knights will target the monster that has Attract. But obviously you can't put Attract on them, you can't put Decrap, etc., etc. Okay, Bloodfist on run number 693. As far as a pacifist character goes, oh, that's fine, dude. Like, I mean, I'll take your word for it. Like, you're saying if it's a pacifist character, well, I don't know. The fact that it can even kill anything is already impressive enough. Even if it's like, oh, well, assuming it's on players 1, it's like, well, whatever, right? Like okay. Just Iron Maiden by itself is usually considered not that useful, so who knows. Although Coaster's gone, so I'll wait for him to get back before I talk about next season, like, something I want to do for next season. Actually, I'll even start talking about it now. I've already gotten kind of like, I haven't been able to do very much testing of this recently, but one of the things that I want to do going forward is make, I want to try and make a martial arts assassin next season. I think I've already said this to you. Wait. Nope, this is shit. Yeah, I wanted to try and make a martial arts assassin next season. That was, I think, I've said that a number of times by now. And honestly, yeah, martial arts assassin. And honestly, that sounds, I don't really know how I'm going to make that one work, to tell you guys the truth. Melee, like this melee character, or these melee characters, I did a fair bit of like theory crafting and testing and researching. Like you could have made like one of those montages that you see in one of those like cheesy 80s films and 90s films, with all of the theory crafting I had done, but now when it comes to the martial arts assassin, damn, I'm kind of stumped right now to tell you guys the truth. Technically, a pure kicker is an MA sin. Yeah, no, I know, but I meant like an actual, like Phoenix Strike. You know, that branch of martial arts, not the kicker side. I know kicker sin is like a thing. I typically try to differentiate kicks or martial arts sins from kick sins and rift sins, because technically, yeah, kick sins and rift sins are a branch or like a subset of a martial arts assassin. But yeah, for me, like martial arts would be more like, you know, characters that actually, for example, use the martial arts skill. Like I just want to be able to make martial arts assassin or martial arts skillers useful. You know, like everyone just throws that shit away. Well, who knows? Maybe I can tell people. Like maybe they'll laugh at me to the point where they'll take pity on me and start giving me shit. Martial arts assassin or martial arts GCs. I'll just say straight up, hey guys, anyone got martial arts GCs? You know, and people will be like, oh, what are you gonna do with them? Just tell them, we'll make a martial arts assassin. They'll laugh at me and then they'll just give it to me for free. It'll be like this 300 IQ plan. But then of course I need to figure out how I'm actually going to make the build work. Now that's the really hard part. Anyway. But yeah, thanks for the idea though, Farallon. That is it is very much an option, but it's just not my that's not what I'm gonna go for. Especially because like kicksins aren't really something you see on a day-to-day basis. However, kicksins are a build that you guys probably would know how to make, and there's plenty of guides on how to make it, and like I feel like it's just not something that if I were to make a kicksin, I just don't feel like you guys would really gain much knowledge out of it, or you guys wouldn't really see anything new or different. Yeah, like I'll just be straight up with you. Even like if I were a kicksin, probably what I'd end up doing is just run Questbook Duri, because yeah, as a kicker, I think my best bet would be to farm a single target monster with CB. Right? Like, and of course I'd have to dig into some threads to verify that. But yeah, that's just kind of what I'm thinking. That's just kind of what I'm thinking with regards to the kicker. So you're looking for a build where MA skill GCs are worth stacking? I'm pretty just... I think I'm just on... Well... I'm not actually sure yet. I just think it needs to be something a little bit more... Well, first of all, no kicks. Like, no... Yeah, it's not gonna be... It can't be a kicksin. That's already right away. I have to rule that out. What can it be? Well, I mean, for me, Phoenix Strike is kind of like what I want it to be, but like... I know that there's like Fists of Fire, there's Claws of Thunder. I think I think that's what it's called, right? Claws of Thunder. Like, I'll be honest, I don't use it. So, yeah, it is actually called Claws of Thunder. Yeah, Claws of Thunder, like, I know there were people who made, like, Claws of Thunder as an actual build. Um, yeah, I don't know, right? Like, that might be something I might look into. Right now, for me, I would want to make Phoenix Strike specifically work, but that's, once again, I haven't done much research on the martial arts aspect because, like, that's, you know, this season just started, and, you know, we're in week 3. And I still have 3 months to come up with something for an MA assassin, whereas here, I'm still in the middle of trying to do my druid, or pally, and barb runs. No whirlwind? Oh, yeah, they were talking about that. Whirlwind sin. Yeah, that was another one that people brought up too. But the main two things that kind of get me about Whirlwind is like, okay. First of all, I already have a Whirlwind Barb this season. You guys have already seen Whirlwind. Not a Whirlwind Sin, but you guys have at least seen Whirlwind by itself. The second problem is I really wanted to make use of the elemental, I guess, martial arts skills, but I'm just not sure which ones. Like ideally, I want Phoenix Strike to be my main harder hitter. I think it's the most interesting. It's the most interesting martial arts skill to me. But at the same time, I don't know if it really does that much damage. I did some preliminary testing, and it was pretty shit, I'm not gonna lie. But the thing is, I don't know if I used it wrong, so I still need to do a lot more research on it, I think. Like, I need to learn more about, like, okay, how does this skill actually work? How can I maximize my damage on it, right? Like, do I need facets? I assume I do. I don't know. Make a Pestilence Assassin? That's also something I considered too, but, well, I don't know about Pestilence Assassin, like, that's the name of your build, and your build has very specific, like, items, like EBOTD, etc. Like, I wouldn't want to essentially just rip off your build, or attempt to imitate or mimic your build. I think what I would prefer to do is, like, if you mean just like Venom Assassin, then that's already something that I was kind of looking into. Like, I don't know, there's a few things that I've been looking at. Venom, or trying to find a way to make use of Venom was one of them. And Venom's a really good skill, I just don't understand how it works, so, you know, I had to read up on that a little bit. I kind of got a general idea, but, you know, I just did some very light reading on it. I haven't revealed my build yet, so you can't make it. Well, that's honestly for the better. I'm a firm believer that if it's your build, then, you know, you should be the one to show it. So, yeah. And I mean, even if you do show it, and I'd be like, well, I don't think I would want to go and then proceed to try and remake it, because, you know, I want to come up with my own build and then show off what I've got. And I think also you enjoy that, right? Like, you, on one hand, you kind of like seeing other people use your build, I'd imagine, because, you know, it shows that they revere it enough that they would actually want to give it a try of their own, which is nice. At least that's how I feel when people want to give my build a try. But at the same time, like, you're not really learning anything new or seeing anything new. It's like, I mean, I guess, like, if I pick up your Pesty Assassin and then all of a sudden I figure, like, oh, wait, but there's this hidden mechanic, and you might be like, oh, shit, wow, that's pretty crazy. But likely that's not going to be the case, right? That's why, like, every season when I'm making these characters, like with this melee character, these melee characters, I wanted to think, like, okay, well, I need to do something which, you know, people will learn something new out of. Last season I went, you know, Telesork into LK. That's not something people see every day, seeing fucking 3,000 runs in the first 2 nights. Or, like, trying to make an infinity like that, of course. Or, that's usually spread out more over the course of the first week, is what I mean. Anyway, So then there's the Nova Baller. Not many people really see the Nova Baller in action, and not many people really go 200 FCR. Actually, most people are like, oh yeah, 117 is fine. So there's a lot more people who go 105 or 117 than actually 200, and it's not just because of ping. A lot of the time, that's just because like that's kind of the norm on BNet. I used to be a very strong advocate for this too. Oh, also on BNet, most people farm on, or would prefer to farm on player 7, and same with single player, but on Slash you don't really need that, so 200 FCR is just way better if you can manage it, right? Like, I don't know. It's just nuts. I used to be like, very like, oh, you don't need 200 FCR, like, whatever, right? Like, 200 FCR? Why would you need 200 FCR? 200 FCR is, like, not, it can't possibly be that much better than 105, but actually, dude, it's a world of fucking difference. It's like you're playing a different fucking game. It's insane. So, I don't know. I was just fucking with you since I didn't release it. Ah, it's fine. Although, you know what? I'm gonna ask you first. Because it's been bothering me for a while. Why does Gargoyle need defense skiller GCs for his cleric build? Also something that I'm kind of curious about, like, sometimes I'm not sure if I should be calling it a cleric either. I don't want to be, like, I don't want to open up, like, a highly controversial discussion where it sounds like I'm like, shitting on the notion of this, but I'm kind of like, it's not exactly the same build as what you went with. I think he tweaked up at least the gear, like, the gear for sure. I don't know about, like, the skill set he's using, and perhaps where he's farming, too, is, and his playstyle are probably completely different, so I don't know if it's... Anyway, that's just something that I was thinking about, like, for me, I'm not sure if it makes sense to call it a cleric, but either way. Yeah, no, I know you asked him the same thing. I'm just curious if he had ever given you an answer, right? Like, you know, is it because he was trying to boost the synergies on his skills? Like, then, because if it is, then, yo, I gotta go and tell him, like, oh, yo, hey, guard, yo, I mean, good on you for trying out this build, but you can't use skillers to as synergies for whatever, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to look out for him there if he's trying to set up his build. And, if he doesn't know, then I'll let him know so he learns something out of that. I think it's because he wants to boost redemption. Okay, well, if it's because of redemption, okay, that kind of makes sense, I guess. But I just want to make sure that it's not because he's trying to, like, boost synergies with skillers as, like, a cheap alternative to P-combs. And if it, I don't know, if there's some other reason, then I'd be happy to learn more about it, right? Like, if there's some next level thing that I just don't know about. Like, when Guznar came to my stream and, you know, said, like, oh, I could hit, like, a new IAS breakpoint with Zeal if I just stuff a bunch of IAS jewels in my shit, right? Like, that's always nice to hear. I love learning new things about the game, about things that I didn't know about before, and especially from people who are chill about it, too. So, he's following the guide without... Oh, well... Doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, exactly. He is a cunning purple crow, man. Man, this guy's got my fucking back, dude. Like, I'm glad I have Guznorg. I'm glad I have Farallon, because these guys are like Guznorg is the man when it comes to this barb shite, and even the Zealer. Like, damn, he knows his shit. And same with Farallon too, with various other topics. And if he doesn't know about it, then he knows where to get the information, and he also knows how to, like, I guess, reason it out in such a way where I look at, I guess, what he says, and I have to consider, like, huh, what he's saying actually makes sense. Or, very rare instances, like, he'd actually say, well, actually, I thought about that, but no, this is why I didn't do it. Like that. I don't know. It's nice to have these types of people on here. Yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, no, I agree, though. should let him do what he wants. I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. It's let them figure out for themselves, right? Like, and if it works for him, then great. That's what I'm gonna say. I find it awesome too, though. Like that's a build that looks really cool when you put it out, right? And you actually just go and mop the floor with Chaos, mop the floor with WSK, and if people try it, like I mean, we had this discussion before. Like I gotta give you credit for that. Like it's not an easy build to play. So when people actually try it and then they realize like, oh shit, like this is a bit more difficult than I bargained for, and they switch off to a different character, it's like, ha, well, that's. He can build to his own style. He's been having a hard time. Okay. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, I remember last season, he was trying a weird build with, like, I think it was Blizz and Hydra? Was it? I can't remember. I think it was Blizzard Hydra or Frozen Orb Hydra. I think it was Blizzard Hydra that he did. And at first I was like, huh, that's a strange build. And then I actually tried it for myself, and I had a lot of fun with it, right? Like, I legit sat down and I'm like, because I had so many respec tokens and the first Sork I made was essentially just my, like not the Nova Baller, but the other Sork. After a while, I'm like, you know, I took off all my equipment from her and I just had a bunch of budget equipment, like Tal set, and like a lower res wand, and I'm just like, you know what, might as well do something silly. Let's go Blizzardra. And I actually started using it in WSK, not WSK, sorry, Throne Room. I was like, oh shit, this isn't bad. Like, it's not, you know, I was doing, I think it was 3-minute, bail waves as opposed to like 2-minute, or 3.5-minute bails, or 3-minute bails as opposed to like 2-minute bails, but I don't know, I really enjoyed the Hydra build. It was interesting. Put pinholes in early games since I was there at level 7, you couldn't do it. Ah, it's a rare spiderweb sash! And a unique war sword that would drop next to it. I'm telling you guys, man, like this is... Oh, I should probably sell my shit now. I'm out of gold. Or I'm out of charges. F. Well, that's okay. I mean, I've already found 2. 3 would be great, but I'm just saying, like, I'm liking these runs, dude. Like, oh, it's been nice and chill. And I'd say so far I've found about 5 ohms worth of stuff. If I just, like, quickly, like, eyeball it. I was kind of hoping, expecting it a bit more. Maybe, like, an Ormus robes here or there, or, like, high Travs. Like, I did find Travs, but that was, like, not a part of the 1,000 runs that I'm doing here, so, I don't know, man. And granted, this is all with 100 MF, too, right? Like, if you boost up the MF a little bit, then, man, maybe instead of finding 2 spiderweb sashes, you could find 3 or 4. And the facets. I haven't really been finding many facets lately. Maybe give it a little bit. Finally find some more facets. That'd be awesome. Because yeah, facets are nice. Although frankly, I'm not really sure I'd be too happy to get a facet right now, since no one really needs any facet. I've seen like 5/5 poison, 5/5 light, and 5/5 cold, all of which are unable to sell for a good price. Last season, do you remember this, Enjoy? I'm sure you're still around. You remember this? You and me, man, we boosted that shit to fucking 5 ohms, okay? Not, you know, not because like we're trying to like dick anybody over, but I mean that's, oh shit. That was supply and demand at the time. Like we wanted that item. You bet your ass they're gonna fucking pay as much as we did for it. Like, I think you were paying 3.5 to 4 for your light facets. And ooh, speak of the devil! Oh, look at that! Hey, there you go. There's a facet right there. Not that I'll be able to sell it, but hey, you know what? Let's roll it. Yeah, dude, it was good. It was fucking awesome, dude. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's check it out. Okay, what color was it? Peach. Okay, certainly 4/3 light. I'll bet 4/3 white, okay? Smelling 4/3 white. 5/5 light, light dye. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Mediocre facets all around. It's just nothing but fires. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I found now this is my 6th facet. Let me actually just chart that down quickly. Minus 5 plus 3. Let's be fire facet. Run number. What is this run number now? 713. Anyway, yeah, so I found so far 6 facets, and 2 of them have been 5/5s. 1 lightning and... Or no, sorry, 1 cold, 1 poison. Actually, it wasn't even 2 5/5s. I think it was just 1 5/5, and that was just a cold facet. Anyway, look, like... Average was like a facet like every 75 runs. Yeah, that makes sense. I thought it was... I mean, I was eyeballing it at about 1 in 100, but maybe that would have been... That's like a generous, like, a safety net. I'm pretty sure it's more. Like, I go off of what the drop calc said. The drop calc said it's like, I think 1 in 852, I think? Like, with 500 MF, if I remember correctly. It's 1 in 852 for each of the 8 rainbow facets in the game. So... yeah, that comes out to be something like once in 100, I think, but it might even be less than that. I don't know. Sounds about right. Well, with decent MF. Yeah, decent MF though. I don't know. I don't know what decent MF is anymore. Because like decent MF in the past used to be like 100 MF, and then good MF used to be 300. But now it's like the numbers change or have been changing. Like. Now, good MF or decent MF is like 500, and then good amount of MF is like 700 to 800 in some weird cases, right? Like, anyway, it's weird. Okay, anyway, so what was I saying here? Oh yeah, so yeah, no, that with regards to the whole like light facets, I just remember like, yeah, we wanted to make like our shit, right? Like you wanted your 2020 light shield or light faceted shield. I wanted, of course, to socket my Griffs with a 5/5 white light die. And my skin of the Viper Magi, it's my perfect skin of the Viper Magi with a white 5/5 light. Didn't have to be, you know, die or level up, like whatever. And yeah, man, like we were ready to fuck with people for that shit. Like, oh, you see like bids of 2 and 3, and then all of a sudden we just come in and we just drop down 3.5 or 4 or 5 ohms. I think my biggest bid was 6 even. And that was fun. Like, I really enjoyed that because damn, dude, like a lot of people had, well, I hate to say it like this because it sounds like I'm taking joy in other people's misery, but a lot of people had to kind of settle for, you know, plain like -5 plus 4s or like -4 or 4, like -4 plus 5s, for example. It was, I don't know, it was interesting. Seeing how some of these bidding wars actually went. Like, what the fuck? We ran that. Oh yeah, like we wanted those facets. We were running Duriel. Not running, but you know, doing Duriel runs, and yeah, I was nuking them with my Nova Baller, and I packed 500 MF with like Tal's equipment and 7 MF SCs. Oh dude, that was a good time. Remember that. You did a shit ton of runs. I think you actually did more runs than I did. But yeah, I did my own fair share. I think I did like at least 400 or at least 500 runs that season of Duriel. I don't know. It was good. It was a good time. I enjoyed it for sure. There were things that, you know, there were things that ended up happening that I wasn't expecting to be the case. Like, you know, I didn't expect to end up running Duriel, but I did. Probably for one of the first times, and that ties into what I was saying earlier. Like, I'm always down to learn new things about the game, and well, Questbug Duri, I found out, like, oh shit, well, no wonder people run it. It's actually so good. Anyway, So yeah, Waba gonna finish 1000 TN. Oh no 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 no! I'm sorry, I cannot. There's no absolutely no way I'm gonna be finishing 1000 runs tonight. No way. Um, so yeah, no, I am gonna try to do up until about 750, and then I call it night. So another 32 runs or so. I started this evening at 615, and to be honest, I wanted to go to bed around 11 because I'm kind of tired. So like if I had the time, yeah, sure, I'll go for 1,000 runs. Not a big deal, right? Like you know me, I'd love to do 1,000 runs all in one go, but you know, this season I've been well, I've been sick, and then I was out. Like I've been out a lot the last few weeks. Even Coaster was saying like he hasn't seen me a lot recently, um, on Discord or on the server, or even on stream. And yeah, no, it's true. I simply have not been here. I just have been doing a lot of other stuff so this season I can't, like I knew I wasn't going to be able to play like a lot, but I'm playing when I can. Um, Having said that though, yeah, if I had the time for it, probably I would have, you know, if I wasn't tired and I didn't have to go to bed and I had, you know, more time to play, probably what I would do is I totally would get out of the way. Okay, there you go. Took long enough. I totally would stay up and I'd finish these runs. Like 300 Duriel runs. That's only what? Here, let me think. Okay, maybe I still wouldn't be able to do it in one night. That's like an additional 6+ hours of gameplay. At least, like like my first day doing this, it took me I think 8 hours to do 300 runs. The runs themselves are about 60 seconds, but I guess I get sidetracked too much, and I had the mule, and I don't know, with everything, like, there's just no way. Like, I'm not gonna go to bed at fucking 4 or 5 or 6 a.m. just so I could do the remaining 300 runs tonight. There's just no way, man. But yeah, it's okay. This is gonna be a steady work in progress. I started run 615 today. We're at 720 now. We're gonna finish at run number 750. So that will have been 100 runs this evening, and then we're gonna be almost at 1,000. And when we hit 1,000, I'll be very happy. I'll be like, all right, great. Here you guys go. Here's my finds, and I present them to people. And well, yeah, that's just the gist of it. So I believe. Oh well, I appreciate that support. But yeah, no, I'm not. I if I had the yeah, I want to get my rest, and I'm hoping next time I stream, I don't know, I'm hoping the next time I stream I'll be able to do more runs. Maybe I'll do another 150 next time I stream, make it to 900, and then finish it off the stream after, and then begin my Trav runs. Because after these 1,000 Duriel runs is still gonna, like, is gonna be the main highlight of the season. That's gonna be the real fun part. That being the 3,000 Trav runs. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to go. And the more I think about it, the more I actually want to do these, the more I want to do the runs of Trav without a Merc, which means I'm sorry, Coaster, I need to get a Cham rune so I can Cham my G-Face and then get rid of my Raven Frost. Yep, so that's going to be -1 Cham, I think, from your collection. Never thought I'd see the day where I'd be trying to scrap together a Cham for my character, but yeah, that might be good. And Chams are relatively inexpensive, so that's good. It's not like the hype is still going where Cham was like gonna be like 1+ ohms. I ain't getting anything this season. Amazon season has sucked. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, here's the thing, like, you could always just... I mean, I guess you have your own reasons for not wanting to I mean, I guess... I already know what you're going to say because I'm the same way, I'm pretty sure, but... I mean, I was going to say, like, you could always just... ditch playing the Amazon. If you're not enjoying it, like, why play... Well, I mean, I guess that's why you're on HCCL now. But... Yeah, I was just thinking, like, you could just try to go assassin, and then, with the assassin, try to climb your way up with her. Ditched it and moved to HCCL. That's fine. Yeah, I know you ditched it and moved to HCCL. I guess you just don't want to make another character this season. Do or die, but, I was just throwing it out there as an option, although I'm sure you've considered it already. Because I know you wanted to make that Pesty Sin too, so, I don't know. Yeah. I just figured you'd have a lot more. You'll make it next season? Okay, that's cool. Because I figure you just, yeah, I could tell you're just not enjoying the Zon. And it's not even just a question of not finding any items. Like, if you had not found any items on your Cleric, I still think you would have been pretty happy with playing the Cleric, because it was genuinely fun to play. Hey, Storm Shield! Yo, that's awesome. Not every day. Like, I know it's just a Storm Shield, but shit, hell yeah. I love finding Storm Shield, dude. Like, yeah, hells yeah, right? Like, it's just a really fun item to get. Yeah, fun item to get. But alright, Storm Shield. There you go. Okay. Storm Shield 723. I was checking the Storm Shield to see if there were any variable rolls I needed to make note of, but there aren't. I don't know the stats of the Storm Shield off the top of my head after all. Yeah, that's a good point. I just don't like Boazons, or you just don't like Amazons. The way she is now, I could pass her as a working build. I mean, she's a meme poison Novazon. Yeah, no, yeah, right? Like, I think it's a good point I'm making, right? Like if you, that's the thing, with your Cleric, even you were surprised at how, like, day one, it was like, oh shit, well, I can go for Enigma right away, day one, no problem. And then, like, after that, like, okay, well, it took a very pleasant and unexpected turn. Because you were fully prepared to have a season where it's like, okay, you have, your core items, and you can still beat the shit out of everything, because Holy Bolt and Fist of Heavens just do so much damage. But no, it didn't even turn into that. It was like it was actually a pretty hype season. But if you had like switched it up, and your Amazon was the really rich one, and your Cleric was the really poor one, I still think you would have enjoyed the Cleric more, actually. Like, okay, even with a fully decked out Boa, I don't know if it's a playstyle that you really enjoy doing. I mean, honestly, with my Boa, I like the Boa, the swap cast Telly Boazon, because it was challenging to play, but compared to my Nova Ball Sword, compared to my Poison Nova Necro, it just doesn't have the same, I don't know. I guess it just didn't feel as satisfying, I guess, is the big thing. Nothing flashy or fancy, right? Like when I go Nova Ball, I feel the power behind Nova and Fireball. When I use Poison Nova, I feel the power behind poisoning monsters and Corpse Explosion and all the curses. And when you're playing a Cleric, even, you have that feeling of invincibility, because you're a fucking paladin, and you've got Holy Bolt, which does enormous damage, and you got Fist of Heavens, and it just feels good to play. But when you're playing when you're playing as an Amazon, you don't really get much of that. You're just there and you're just trying to kill shit, and firing arrows, and some people are okay with that. Some people really enjoy that. But I guess not you, not your cup of tea. Not saying you strictly like caster builds. I know you I honestly think if you got to play your Pesty Assassin, you would really enjoy that. I don't doubt that. But yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say, long story short, is I can see why you just got bored with your Zon. And I don't even think it's just the drops, but I think the drops were like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like, playing a Zon by itself is bad enough, but then you went 2200 runs dry in LK with your Zon, so it's like, okay, great. The Zon that you're making has piss poor RNG, and she feels bad to play even when you get the items you're looking for. So, like, what's the point? Anyway. So Zon. Yeah, I mean, one of the big things for me when I was playing my Zon was it was challenging to play, and swap cast. Oh man, now I want to swap cast. Swap casting was fucking hype. Okay, I loved swap casting. That because it was satisfying. But aside from swap cast teleport and I guess how multi-shot felt, it was like okay. Yeah, I should just saved and exited or popped my rejuve earlier. As soon as I saw that pack, I should have just outed like. Fanat Crushers? Nah, man, like, that shit, I ain't surviving that. Especially not while I have Nagistaff on hand. That's just not happening. Yes. Yep, that's embarrassing, but, I mean, it happens, I guess. Maybe I can actually recover my body this time, for a change. Because it's, like, right there. Come on. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, no, 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 let's pop Vigor. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, yeah. Okay. Alright. Let me get my body back. Alright, cool. Sweet. Oh, my Merc died. That's okay. I got my XP. Alright, sweet. I'd be stuck in hit recovery. Well... Actually, I think the... welcome to the stream, by the way, Bid. I think the correct play on that one would have actually been to switch. Like, if I'm stuck there... Well, yeah, stuck in hit recovery forever. That's why I was saying save and exit's the right call. Rejuve into save and exit. The only other way I could have survived that is if I... Oh! No, never mind. Okay. I thought I had popped the rejuve, but... Or, sorry, I thought I didn't pop the rejuve. And then I was like, wait, no, I didn't. And I'm like, wait, no, I didn't, because I used one against Duri previously. So, yeah, no, Bit, I realized, like, yeah, I would have been stuck in hit recovery forever. But, if I had... The only other way I could have survived that is actually if I switched from Nagistaff to my actual shield and weapon. If I do that, then yeah, they can't kill me. Like they have Fanat, but I'll just block them. And then I can counter with lifesteal. But of course, I don't react quickly enough, because those situations just don't happen enough for me to, like, have it ingrained as, like, an automatic reaction. Like, oh shit, I'm surrounded by a death sentence, basically, so I should switch out for shield, for Hawes instead of Nagistaff. Yeah, that's actually pretty huge. It's something I would love to work on. You see a group of monsters that are uber dangerous, instead of teleporting, you gotta quickly switch over to, like this pack, right? Like, I see that, okay, well, there's a pretty scary pack. Well, this one's not a good example, because I can teleport past them. But, I mean, if I had switched over to my melee weapon, I think I could have very easily survived that. It's only when I have Nagistaff out that my defense goes from, 10,000 to 1,000, and 0% chance to block, so, anyway. How you doing, by the way, Bid? Hopefully you've been enjoying the show. Just to kind of recap, I'm trying to do a 1,000 runs of Quest Bug Duri. Not a boss that people regularly farm, but yeah, one that pays out pretty nicely. And what's that wand that I just sold? Oh, well, shit either way, but yeah. Coaster was saying, I mean, she is alright, but she wasn't all that amazing. I would really enjoy my... Yeah, I agree. I think you would really enjoy your Pesty Assassin. I think I need the break from the main slash scene for a season. I was considering playing a Frenzy, Barb, Hork, or Self-Found, and build my Pesty Assassin from that. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Like, good luck, people. Most people call me BYD. Do you want me to call you BYD, or do you prefer Bid? I saw, for me, when I saw BYD, I was like, yeah, that's probably Bid, but if you prefer BYD, I'll call you that. That's perfectly fine, too. But yeah, no, I feel you on that, Coaster. If you want to break away from the main slash season, I can totally respect that. With regards to the Frenzy Barb Horker cell found, though, yeah, that's one way you could do it. Um, yeah, I don't know, dude. There's a lot of different, there's a lot of different ways you could go about doing it. Um, yeah, you'll end up deciding. Although, the thing is, what I'm curious about is, why don't you just use the Assassin straight up? Go from Assassin all the way to whatever it is you want to make. Like, what I mean is, like, start off as the Assassin, maybe not use traps, but, like, use something strange, like just Venom, or, I don't know, whatever else an Assassin has that you might be interested in, and then, build your Assassin with your Assassin. I'd be able to test the limits of gambling. Oh yeah, that too. That is a possibility. You're the only one who says bid, but I'm okay either way. Okay, well, I'll go with bid for now, if you don't, if you're not, if you're indifferent, I guess. Try to see if I've missed out on anything, because I haven't seen... I feel like there was stuff that I missed, particularly from Gooznarg, but I didn't... No, I'm just skimming through this, and I didn't really see anything that I don't think that I didn't address. Okay, I'm gonna continue my runs. Let me just... Oh yeah, right. I mass ID'd everything. Sell, 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 repair. Okay, cool. Next run. Pesty requires a few items. Without it, I'll have to run LK for millennias. Yeah, I can imagine how running LK can get pretty sickening. Especially after this season. Yeah, after this season especially, I can imagine you're going to be done with LK for a very, very long while. Yeah. I've seen you in Llama's chat. No. I don't really frequent Llama's channel. Yeah, actually, frankly, I haven't really tuned into other people's channels recently. Been in Yielder's channel a little bit, but aside from that, not very much. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you though. LK, oof. I mean, some people really like it. I don't know, man. All the power to them. But yeah, I don't know. Pork Barb sounds fun. I'm just a little bit surprised. I know previously you were trying to go Leap Barb, and then you said yourself that didn't, wasn't really something that you wanted to... you had various reasons for not wanting to play it, and I don't know. I don't know if you have like your own twist that you want to do for your... one sec. There you go. Okay, good. I don't know if you have a specific twist you would want to do for your Frenzy / Hork Barb. If you have like different items that you want to use on it, or if you just want to make a standard Frenzy Barb or Horker, or standard Goldfine Barb, I don't know. Must have seen my D2D2 Imposter Twitch account. Oh yeah? Really? Imposter, huh? Maybe it was there in Yielder's chat. I've been around from time to time. Just trying to think. Now that you mention, I think I have seen you too. Dark Humility, Yielder. Check out other people's streams, content from time to time. Yeah, I check out other people's stuff from time to time, but not regularly. Dark Yielder is nice to have, or Yielder in particular, I like listening. Oh man, Rare Jewel. I like listening to Dark Yielder these days in particular, because he seems like a really chill dude. And he's down to chat while he does his runs, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, seems super chill. So, I've been around there a little bit, but generally, I don't... well, first of all, I don't really watch other people's channels, at least not in the mainstream D2 section. And, like, mainstream is in, like, you know, Yielder, Llama, Ryu. I don't really check D2 streamers out, or at least I haven't been doing that as of recent. And even Indrik, like I love watching Indrik, but I don't even really hop into his channel very often. And when I do, I usually just lurk, so I don't know. Good question, actually. I thought about making... Oh, double throw barb! Yeah, yeah! A throw barb sounds like a lot of... sounds pretty legit. I mean, I'm just saying, like, knowing you, you would want to make your own twist on whatever build you end up playing, so... I figure if you're making a Frenzy Barb, you'd have an idea in mind as to how you can spice things up. As for double throw barb, oh man, I would actually love to see that. Throw barb sounds like a lot of fun. That's something... Oddly enough, that's a build that just never came to mind for me when I was trying to come up with a build that I could use as a barbarian, but... Okay, I see another instance of where using Zeal would have been great, or switching off of Nagistaff would have saved my life. I got lucky and survived either way, but yeah. Anyway, so like I was saying though, yeah, I know there's a lot of people. I know there's a lot of people who really do like Ah, man, I lost my train of thought. Damn, these monsters, there's just so many of them. Anyway, yeah, double throw barb, basically, just what I was getting at, is a lot of fun. Or sounds like a lot of fun to play, and it's something unusual. I would love to see what a double throw barb would be like with dual lacerators. There you go. Dual lacerator throw barb. Oh, kind of curious to see what that would be like. I've never made a throw barb. One day. And then having something on Switch too. That sounds like pretty freaking awesome. I thought about making, I think I'll just make a standard Frenzy Barb and make my Pet the Assassin from it. Okay, cool, sounds good. As always, if you... Well, I'm just thinking, next season I don't know if I'll be able to help you out with your build, because I'm going to be playing an MA Assassin. I don't know if I'll have anything to be... Like, I'll have anything to pass you over, since that shit's like... I don't think I can really do much with it, but we'll see. I'm going to have to find a way to work things out. Sell, sell, sell. Okay, bets on the ring. I'm going to guess Nature's Peace. Nature's Peace. Dwarf Star. I guess Dwarf Star earlier, and they didn't give me Dwarf Star. Now I guess Dwarf Star, then they give me... Or now I don't guess Dwarf Star, they give me the Dwarf Star. Whatever. Dwarf Star on run number 735. Unique ring. Not bad at all. 15, by the way. 15 more runs before I wrap up for the evening. I think that'll be a good time for most of us too, since it's probably getting late for the majority of you, especially Coaster, I think. By the way, Bid, if you're still around, you were saying you have a Singer Barb that's fun to play. Yeah, Singer is also an option, so thank you for bringing that up. I don't know what Coaster thinks of that. Funny enough, I had made a Singer, I think a year back. No, wait. It was almost a year and a half ago that I made that Singer, because it was 2 summers back. And yeah, no, Singer definitely is a lot of fun to play. And just here's the thing. Singer is actually a deceptively cheap and fun build that works pretty well in Players 1. Now, a lot of people are like, Players 1, but with, well, I mean, the whole reason why Pit Zerkers are so valuable in single player is you can just hork. And it so happens that the Pit Singer is a character that early ladder is safe and can do that, just not as fast as when they actually get all their items. Hell Am Nef, like Myth Runeword, with like double Spirit Swords, 3 Warcries Amulet, and like even like an IK Helm. Most of these are pretty, except for maybe the 3 Warcries Amulet, but that's already what, 8 plus 8 to all skill, or plus 8 to Warcry and Battle Orders, and then, well, the rest just comes after that. I don't know. Dual Lacerator plus Reaper's Toll. Yeah, Dual Lacerator plus Reaper's Toll sounds pretty good. Dual Lacerator and Reaper's Toll. The thing I'm curious about is... Yeah, I guess just keep them permacursed. It's like rotate between amp and decrep essentially. But what I was always curious about is like, if you have lacerators, like if I were playing a throw bar, right? Like this is the thing. Like I don't know anything about throw bars, but one of the things I was curious about is if I have a throw bar, of course I have lacerators because they proc amp damage. I think that's right. I always mix up the lacerator and deathbit. That's the thing. Yeah, okay, good. I got the right weapon here. So, dual lacerators on your main hand, and then on switch, you have another set of throwing weapons. I just don't know what that extra throwing weapon would be. That's what I'm wondering about. If there was a specific set of, like, unique throwing axes or whatever that Bard could use. But, oh, double throw. That sounds like a lot of fun. Like, legitimately, that sounds like a lot of fun. One day I'd love to play that build. And especially after discovering Quest Bug Duri, I do think that most builds, I do feel like there's ways for most characters in the game to farm. Like, even for melee characters, just go, especially on Slash, right? Like, just go Quest Bug Duri, like this. And you actually get some really good items out of it. You don't, even as a melee character, you can do this, so. With Throw Barb, I'm sure there's somewhere you can farm pretty easily with Throw Barb. Maybe Duriel. I'm trying to think of other places you could kick a lot of ass with the Throw Barb. Maybe I'd run sounds ridiculous, but maybe I'd even run him Den of Evil. Sounds pretty ridiculous, but might work. Anyway, Coaster, you were asking what am I going to be playing as for next season? My plan for next season is that I'm going to be playing a martial arts assassin. Ha. 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 Yeah, martial arts assassin. Now, here's the thing. I say martial arts assassin very broadly because, like, this is why I was saying, like, Barrelon raised a few interesting points earlier. Like, Kicksin is an option, so is Whirlwind Assassin. Other people have also brought up these ideas. Ooh, Bone Weave. But anyway, yeah, right? Like, Whirlwind Assassin, and Kicksin are both technically assassin builds that use martial arts in a way. But for me, I want to actually use like the elemental martial arts stuff. So like, you know, Phoenix Strike, Fists of Fire, Claws of Thunder. I think it was Blades of Ice. I would want to try to come up with some variation of those. Not like some variation, but I would want to make those work. The main thing that I don't like about the martial arts tree, though, like the elephant in the room for me, is that a lot of the skills in the martial arts tree are just rehashed versions of what the other classes already have, I feel like, especially the Sork. So that's one thing that kind of bothers me about going and just making a martial arts elemental assassin, because then if I go like Claws of Thunder, for example, we're going to see me spam like lightning. I've already played a build that spams lightning in the form of Lightning Sork last season. So, I don't know. There's like a lot of things I have to consider. Phoenix Strike. Also, that's another thing, viability. I know that some builds exist that allow Claws of Thunder to be really good, but once again, like, ideally I would want to go Phoenix Strike. Phoenix Strike to me sounds like a really cool skill. It's just a bit of a shame I can't get off all three charges off at a time. Like, oh, I would love to see fire, lightning, and cold damage just spew forward. Oh, all at once. That would be amazing. I'd love to see that. Like, I would love to make that work, but that just doesn't seem to be very... Oh, hey, look, +1 to martial arts. I don't know. I'm actually kind of looking forward to next season. I look forward to every season, or every new season, but yeah. Next season, I'm telling you guys, martial arts assassin. It's going to be fun trying to get my gear set up. Getting, like, essentially I'll be getting freebies from people, I'm sure. That's a... Yeah, I'll hold on to this one, actually. Just for style points. Not going to chart down as a drop, though. Decent rare Ami. Anyway, yeah. Like, I can shop 3 martial arts 20 IAS gloves out of a shop. And then other people will just be, you know, when they collect martial arts GCs, I can tell them, hey, yo, man, I'm working on a crazy build. That... Because I'm not trying to do like a challenge like with this this season, my barb, right? I can just straight up say with my barb where I was playing like I was trying to play like self-found and, you know, trades and whatnot, no handouts. But next season, if, you know, people have martial arts assassins or martial arts GCs that no one's using, I'd be more than happy to take it off their hands. Then instead of everyone being like, oh, I got hit with a martial arts GC, I can be like, hey, hold on, I can use that. Or I can even offer them a pull for it, maybe, if I go down that route. I might have to actually even start off with Nightmare Trav or farming Nightmare Trav again next season like I did this season, I don't know. So, anyway. Oh, you too. What sucks with Phoenix Strike is the misfires. Yeah, I don't even know about, like, I tested it very briefly, and it was underwhelming. That's what I meant earlier when I said, like, viability is a factor. Like, I'm not sure, like, with a full... Well, first of all, a fully decked out martial arts assassin was kind of underwhelming. But what I'm curious about is an early game martial arts assassin, what that would look like. Okay, hold on, it's a unique item. Is it a rainbow facet? Nah, it's a unique amulet. Hey, come on, Mara's. Oh, Cat's Eye. Okay, I'm cool with that. Cat's Eye is not bad. Alright, we're down to my last 7 runs. But yeah, something with Phoenix Strike. Yeah, something with Phoenix Strike for sure. That's the, I don't know if you and I are both, well, I guess we're both on the same boat here. But yeah, we'll have the same idea, right? Like, we want to make the martial arts tree work, so that's pretty legit. I'm trying to think what else. Like I was saying, like Fists of Fire, Blades of Ice, Claws of Thunder. Maybe Fists of Fire build or something might not be such a bad idea. I don't know. I don't know. I've just always wanted to try Martial Arts Assassin, and then I'm going to give that a go. And then after the season with the Martial Arts Assassin, I, again, know what I'm going to be playing the season after, but that one I might... I'm debating between whether I should keep that one under wraps, or if I should just, like, tell you guys... Like, I'm not going to tell you guys anytime soon, but, like, after... Like, see, this is the thing, I usually plan a couple seasons ahead, right? Like, I always want to have stuff that I want to show you guys. And the day will come when this will no longer be the case, where either I'll run out of stuff to do, or I'll just get bored, or some other shit will happen. Maybe I'll just get sick of stuff, or sick of hanging out here, but until that happens, I gotta still keep myself coming up with new ideas for stuff that I want to demonstrate to you guys. So 2 seasons from now, I have a pretty good idea as to what I want to make, but I also don't know if it's one of those things that are worth really keeping hidden, if that makes sense. Might be time to bring out the infamous Orber Barb. Oh, Orb Barb. Like, Rift Barbarian? Dual Rift Barbarian? Ooh. At least that's what it sounds like. Hey, Fatty, how are you doing? Nothing much. I'm just in the middle of doing runs of Duriel, as you can see. You know, I'm continuing where I left off, except I'm not really going to be playing for that much longer. My plan, or my goal, was to actually hit a run 750, and I think that I'm actually at a really good stopping point. Normally I'd push for longer, but I'm kind of tired today. I'm not scared to admit that. I'll just be straight up about... as Gore Riders. To be honest... A5 ED Gore Riders. You know what? Let's go like this. Yeah, I'm just gonna junk these Gores though. I'm not gonna keep them, of course. Came from school. Oh, well, congratulations. Well, yeah, I mean, welcome back, and also congratulations on your first Ruby Jewel of Fervor. Oh, let me just dump that. There you go. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty nice find. 30, 15, 35. You know, it's funny because I saw somebody with the exact same jewel. I think it was the exact same jewel, 1535, and I think it might have been the same graphics. And I had thought that you had double posted, but on a different account at first. But I guess these are two separate Ruby Jewels of Fervor. Then it's interesting because there's like a 15, or well, there's your 1535. There's somebody else with a 1535. And then I think somebody's got a 1540, so these all look really good for somebody who might want, well, to make like a Boazon or something. Oh, hey, look, unique ring. I actually almost missed that. Come on, SOJ, Nature's Peace. See, I guess Nature's Peace last time. It wasn't Nature's Peace. Now they give me Nature's Peace this time. 746. Nature's Peace. Anyway, Fatty, any other updates you want to give me? I mean, I don't want to rush you or anything. I just want you to chill and enjoy, but I will myself be heading off pretty soon. At least off stream. Yeah, no, I'm going to be heading off to bed after this. Who the fuck am I kidding? I'm dead tired. Yeah, like sometimes I like to do a little bit of light farming before I go to bed, but no, man, after this I'm checking right out. I might not sound tired, but no, I'm pretty exhausted, so yeah, this will be my last set of runs, and I'm gonna head off, but I'm around to chill and chat with you, Fatty, for a little bit. It's always nice to have you on board with us at the tail end of these streams. Shame I can't stay up a little bit longer today. It would have been nice to chat a little bit more, but oh well. Okay, I also found Vex, 2 Ums, and 1 Mal, says Fatty. Really? From where? Actually, where did you find all of these? Don't tell me you're still popping chests. Like, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a new meta on Slash. Whew, imagine that. It's like, cows are the best rune source on Slash. No, wait! But we have chest popping. Like, imagine. Just imagine. Okay, let's finish this up. 3 more runs. I don't know. Here's the thing. There's actually like so many different builds out there that are worth, I think, that are still. How should I say this? That are just exciting. Like in the future, it would be great to try and like actually demo these builds for people, because a lot of these unusual builds just don't get the light of day. And I mean, Coaster's got it. Well, Coaster, you have your, I assume that he's still around anyway. Coaster has, like, all of his builds that he always loves to do, new builds, and, you know, I have my builds that I want to do. But then, also, there are other builds that get talked about, like, oh, wow, like, the Riftsin exists, but how often do you really see somebody streaming, like, a Riftsin, or a Cleric, or, like, or, I don't know, what were some of the other things? I don't know, there's just other stuff that I would want to try, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Other stuff that, once I finish the martial arts assassin, I think, and the build after that, I think I'm going to want to start trying out other characters that people talk about that I just don't really get a chance to see very often, I guess is just what I'm trying to get at here. Hold on a second. Fireclaw. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Farallon. Yeah, Farallon's got me, like I said, right? Like, that's the one. That's one of the ones that got brought up that I couldn't recall off the top of my head, but which, once again, that's kind of what, like along the lines of what I mean when I say that I want to try and showcase some of these strange builds, like Fireclaws, right? Like, the season I was making my Fissure Druid, I was like, do I want to do Fissure or do I want to do Fireclaws? And I settled for Fissure because, well, for a couple of different reasons, but I don't want to get into that right now. I do want to do Fire Claws build, or Fire Claws Druid in Mausoleum. That sounds pretty good. That sounds like a lot of fun. Um, there was one other one that I can't remember. There was one other one. One other Druid build. Or not one other Druid build, but Ghost Sin, Rift Sin, Venom Sin. Throwbar, well, I mean, people don't even recommend that to me these days. It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know. I can't off the top of my head. One day I'd also want to show off a Rabies Druid. That doesn't usually get the light of day. But that's like a while from now, of course. Um, yeah, I legit don't know. I know that there, man, it's getting too late for this shit. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just trying to, it bothers me that I can't figure out what build it was, but it's okay. I mean, you guys get the idea. It's just different builds that people talk about that I've never actually tried for myself that I'd love to try and then showcase to you guys, like Whirlwind Sin, right? Or Fireclaw's Druid, I guess. Okay, so you just died on your hardcore. Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that. How did that happen? If you don't mind me asking.
Allow me to advise.
Maybe you can get somebody to loot your corpse. If you, I don't know how that works. Cause of death was desync. Yeah, I surprised you're not too angry about it. I'd be furious with if that were the cause of my death, but also at the same time, like, it's to be expected. That's one reason I am amazed you even attempted hardcore on Slash in the first place. Alright, my guess, 36 MF on the roll. 36 MF, come on. Okay, my work here is done. Yeah, I'm just, you know what? Somebody can take it. I permed the game. It's been up for 5 minutes, and well, if somebody wants it, they want it. If not, I'm not gonna fucking carry a 4th Geeds out of here. Actually, wait, hold on. I just remembered something. I just remembered that I can't exactly. Well. Yeah, okay, no one wants this Geeds. It's 91, 21, 14. Okay, great, sweet. Nice to know. 91, 21, 14. B Geeds 748. Okay, there you go. Sorry for the delay, but yeah, that's just had to do housekeeping, of course. But it's okay, we're on our last runs anyway, so. Let's see. I feel bad for Help because he helped me, or feel bad for Fab because he helped me with the rush. Oh, it's okay, dude. I don't think he minds too much. It's like, rush is kind of like, you know, it's whatever. Like, you get rushed, and then like, for him it's just like 15-20 minutes. Maybe he's just happy that, or he's probably happy to help, since, you know, it's like somebody takes an interest in HCCL, and what's a few minutes to him when he's doing somebody else's service? I don't know. I think it's fine. Don't need to worry about it. Don't need to feel bad for him, I'd say. Actually, what am I, yeah, I'm gonna junk this one. I have so many now. 65 MF gold wrap. on this run, 749. I have like a shit ton of gold wraps. Actually, wait, why am I writing it as 65 gold, or MF gold wrap should be 65 gold fine. There you go. Okay, guys, this is the final run, and then I'm gonna, I guess, address the remaining stuff that you guys are saying. As you guys can probably tell by my voice, I'm rapidly deteriorating, and I should probably get myself some rest after this, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. So, well, good night. Yeah, this is my last run though, so not heading off just right this second, but I will in a sec. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Well, what are you gonna do now, by the way, Coaster? Have you decided? Probably. Yeah, I don't know if you're planning to start up HCCL again, start Softcore Classic, if you're planning to play back for the season, just not play D2 anymore. I was actually, yeah, I don't know. Boom! Okay, there you go. Cool. We are done with the first 750, and we're down to our last 250 runs. Ooh, a Rock Stopper. Yeah, I'll chart that down too. Why not? It's not a big, or not a crazy find, but it's good enough for me. 2631, 26C, 31L, 33, 34 fire. Rock Stopper. That was run number 750. Oh no, it actually was 33. Whoopsies. Okay, good. There you go. That's a nice set of runs. Talk to Kane. ID. Go over here. Sell, 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 and sell. Prepare. And I am ready for, oh, Drognan too. And my guy is pretty much done for this evening. It was fun. Ooh, almost out of TPs and IDs too. There you go, just in time. So, yeah, my character is ready to keep on going. The next time I stream, which I'm actually not sure this time when it'll be. I think yesterday when I streamed, I told you guys that I'd stream today, but for the next time, I'm not so sure. I'll try to stream when I can, but I can't make any promises as much as I hate to say it. I'm going to try to aim for Wednesday or Friday, but I really don't think I'm going to be able to stream. I don't know if I'll be able to stream this week, as much as I hate to say it. We'll see, though. I'll play it by ear. I don't have a fixed schedule right now. I can't do every other day or anything like that, because my schedule is pretty tied up right now. But anyway, so, Uncle Howie, are you still around? You were asking what class would you recommend for fast ball runs? Presumably you mean Bale. Well. Are you talking about a fully geared character? Or are you talking about... Well, I assume you mean single player. Actually, yeah, I don't know. Like, a fast character for Bale runs, the first thing that comes to mind is either Cold Sork or Light Sork with an Infinity. But once again, like, when you're looking for fast Bale runs, I need to know, like, what level of equipment do you have? Do you have access to Infinity? If you do, then Javazon's pretty fast. Javazon tears through players 8 because she has so much damage. Light Sork with an Infinity obviously does a lot of damage. Hammerdins are a little bit weird. They have the damage to kill everything except for Wave 2. I mean, they can Holy Bolt Wave 2, but that does take some time and slows them down. Otherwise, they're a stellar option for Wave, or for doing Bale runs. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention also, Sork has Static Field, which, helps a lot with Bale runs if you intend to kill Bale. Yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend Necro for Bale runs if you're doing those Bale runs on anything more than like players 4, 5, 6. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'd say. Try to think of some other options here. Assassin isn't bad. I think traps with Death Sentry are pretty good if you're going for just players 1. So, a lot of different options there. Anyway, yeah, Uncle Howie, hopefully that gives you a good idea. Though you are looking for a character on a budget, um, this one's going to give Coaster a bit of a heart attack, but Cold Sork is always a reliable option. Well, yeah, just because they have the damage, like they have insane damage, and none of the waves are immune to cold, except for wave 2, funny enough, but everything else, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Budget bail runs are a different story in themselves. I'm just gonna, for the sake of this conversation, just to make my life easier, just talking about, uh, just talking about a fully geared character alone, I think is what I can go with. Oh, my heart! Oh, Coaster, cracked me up. Thanks. That was a good laugh just before I go to bed, so that's nice to have. So Fatty was saying if Duriel is oh no, let's go through your questions one by one, Fatty, because there were a lot of things you asked. After Duriel runs, what's next? Trav, 3,000 Travs. I think I had said this before. It's going to be a long haul. Those 3,000 Travs are going to be. Oh man, I mean, I don't. Gee, the thing is, I was debating between whether I want to do 2,500 or 2,000, 2,500, or 23, or no, sorry, 2,000, 2,000, 2,500, or 3,000 runs of Trav. I'm still kind of like really trying to figure that out. And of course, I'm horking all of the council members in these runs too. So it's I don't know. I'm still with exactly 50% find item, by the way. So take that into consideration. These after Duriel runs, what's next? Well, yeah, it's going to be these 3,000 trap runs. Also, before I sign off for the night, maybe I'll demo one last thing that might be worth considering for you guys, which is basically just using my barb to plow through Halls of Pain. That's a pretty awesome thing I wanted to showcase, actually. That if ever I were to make a physical strafer, I might want to tailor her for farming Halls of Pain, because there's a lot of flares there. But these flares are... I don't know, they're just squishy. And they come in big packs, so that's kind of nice. Take it from somebody who did 1,000 traps, please don't plan on 3,000 of them. I don't know, man. I mean, I figure traps are like 30 seconds to a minute each, so 3,000 line up quite nicely with what I did for, like, you know, when I did 1,000 chaos runs, right? Like that took me about, I'd say about 30 hours or so. So I just wanted to kind of like do 3,000 traps because I figure that would kind of match up to those 20 or 30 hours of chaos runs that I did. And also, I don't feel like 1,000 trav runs would be enough of a sample size of actually seeing how many perps you get out of it that I'd actually be satisfied. 1,000 is, 3,000 with Hork is more reasonable for me. Okay, Coaster, thanks for tuning in. Before you head off, I just want to see what else you were saying here. First of all, I'm going to complain, then I'll probably just stop playing for this season and just do some theory crafting in single player. Okay, sounds good. Coaster, thanks again for tuning in as always. It was a pleasure. Nice chatting, and hopefully my voice didn't get you killed while you were doing HCCL. But yeah, take it easy, dude. Whatever it is you end up doing, I'll see you. I'll be around in Discord, I suppose. And well, and here on stream whenever you tune in. And well, yeah, I will talk to you soon. Probably sooner rather than later. Anyway, have a good evening. And yeah, be like, oh, sorry, I thought it was be like LeBron, but it's actually be like Bernie. Can't tell though if, yeah, anyway. Bernie is a side account of LeBron, right? It was be like LeBron. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Is it a side account or is it like a, can't remember if it's a side account or if you just change your name. Be like Bernie, funny name. But yeah, dude, how are you doing? LeBron, I haven't seen you in a long time, I feel like. And this happens to be the one season where I'm playing your favorite class, actually. So, Yeah, I got my griefs, and it was been a journey for sure. Name after the whole China thing he did. LeBron. Uh, mm, hmm. I don't know how that works, but anyway. So hold on a sec. Fatty, are you still around? I'm gonna go down up for a second. Well, thanks for stream. Awesome. All right, sounds good. Hammerdin can run faster on P1 even against Wave 2. Oh yeah, interesting. But your obedience thresher on Merc when you meet Wave 2, and you use Fanat Aura plus Holy Bolt. Obedience thresher in Cube. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. See, Fatty already has the solution for you if you can't do Wave 2. Funny enough. Yes, you're still around. Okay, cool. Example of breastplate. Actually, okay, so you're just reading through this. This is going to be, like, I actually want to give a good answer to these. Well, no problem. Thanks for stream. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it was nice being able to at least chat with you, and the least I can do is answer your questions before I head off, so that you, I guess, learned something new. Rockstopper, really cute item, little bro of COA. Yeah, well, that's one way of looking at it, I guess. Um, uh, yeah, yeah, I can see why you would put it like that. What? Okay, so if Duriel is Q-bugged, he always drops uniques plus set items, right? No. Nah. No. What happens if that item has unique and set item? Example of breastplate. Well, we'll talk tomorrow. You get sleep. No, no, no. Let's finish this up. I'm not going to be on tomorrow, probably. I'm going to be out for all of tomorrow and all of Thursday, so that's why I want to answer you now before I head off. You have been lurking. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me just been on mobile a lot before bed and two wiped out chat. Oh, that's totally fine, dude. Thanks for letting me know on that. At least I'll do is run a quick Halls of Pain for you before I sign off. How about that? Just to demo the old whirlwind bar, but let me finish talking to Fatty here. So here's the thing, Fatty. When Duriel is quest bugged, okay, no, let me take a step back farther than that. When most bosses are quest bugged, um, let me go over what they can't drop. They can't drop items from the junk tier or the junk category. In the junk category, you get scrolls of town portal, scrolls of identify, bolts, arrows, and gold. I think are the main 5 items. I think there's other shit too, but what they can still drop though are essences, gems, items from the good category, including runes, of course, and also gems, charms, that kind of shit. And then on top of that, they get a bunch of normal items, like let's say I don't know, let's say a diadem. And that diadem, if its quest bug, can't be a plain white item. It has to be magic tier or higher. It can be magic set, rare, or unique. Okay? Now, having said that, if that item has unique and set item, that has absolutely nothing to do, like, let's say a breastplate. If a breastplate drops, you could have 2 set breastplates drop, like 2 Eisenhards drop, along with a Venom Ward, right? You can't have 2 Venom Wards drop in the same game. I don't know if you can have them both drop from the same boss at the same time, though, but I know if, one Venom Ward drops, you can't get another one from a different person in the game, but if you have like Venom Ward with Eisenheart, like the Eisenheart set breastplate, you can have both of those drop from the same monster. Like, that's happened to me before, so yeah, I would say that, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what would give you the impression that you can't get a unique in a set from the same monster. Yeah, perp incoming. That always happens. Always thought they always drop failed uniques, failed sets, and uniques. Well, yes, they do. They do drop failed uniques, which translate into rares, right? But once again, they can also drop unique and set items. They can drop unique, set, magic, rare. Actually, now that I think about it, they can't naturally drop magic items. I think the magic items they drop have to be failed set items. So it's, technically speaking, it's unique, rare, set, and failed unique or failed set items that turn into magic. And also some of those rare items happen to be failed unique items too. There you go. It's weird how it works. Quest bugging is, oh man, it took me a long time to understand it. The person who had explained it to me was, I think, ZZZ, funny enough. So funny how that works. Anyway, alright, let's sign off with one last run with the Whirlwind Barbarian for Be Like LeBron. This one's for Be Like LeBron, who has been lurking and who apparently has enjoyed this season. But I'm happy to, well, first of all, thanks for tuning in. Glad to have you on board with us. I am not dealing with souls, so I'm going to go back here. And I'm happy to hear that you've been enjoying the character that I made here. Boom, dead. Oh, oh, wait. Ah, there he is. Come on. There you go. Got some full rejuves out of that. Alright. On, where are they? Ah, there you go. Oh, it is Christmas come early. Oh, yes, I still have Laying of Hands. This is going to be beautiful. Boom! Lawnmower. I'm going to make some weird lawn mowing noises. Gotta have the, oh man, this is terrible. Worst lawnmower impression on the fucking planet, I swear. Oh, nope. Anyway, yeah, so if you ever wanted to have like a substitute for cows, this is as close as I was able to come up with. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. Go. The difference between these ones and WSK flares is that these ones, I think, spawn a little bit more in abundance, but the one... Oh, Superior Faceplate, 4 sockets, what is this? I can make a passion in this, but I don't care about that. What the difference is, the ones in Worldstone Keep are not... they can actually drop anything, but they, I feel like, spawn in smaller packs. So this was one thing I wanted to showcase, that if I didn't go trap, I could also totally just farm those flares like this. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this little demonstration, because yeah, like it's, for me, there's something very satisfying about crushing flare. Like look at that, boom, tear right through them. You get to vacuum those drops. Let's go! I've caught the Zealer a lot, but I love the stream, so that's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. Don't worry, when I run 3,000 traps, it's going to be legit, dude. And I'm also going to be running it with Hork, too. So, you're going to be essentially seeing me do 4,500 runs in one manner of speaking, right? Yeah, so. Okay, nothing useful. And I'm almost out of charges, so I can probably do the rest of this run by foot, but that's perfectly fine. Hey, look, Balrog Blade. This would have been the perfect place to go to find my Balrog Blade if I hadn't been able to get it, or if I had to self-find it myself. These guys are a pretty legit source of getting some good equipment. And most of the monsters here aren't really very dangerous either, so that's kind of nice. Yeah. Actually, no, that's not true. Moon Clans are... Or I think Death Lords are particularly dangerous, but it just so happens in this run, they didn't spawn, so lucky me. I can demo this in peace without risk of dying. Wow, what is up with the... Is that... Oh yeah, the Shiver Armor procs on Fortitude. That's pretty cool. Tearing right through these monsters on Players 1. Look at that, too. This run... This run was like, what, 2-3 minutes? Oh, dude, just farming the flares. It's pretty awesome. Now, I think I've killed most of the flares, though, but yeah, I don't know. Next time, when I'm more awake, maybe if you guys want to see me do demo this build, like farming more of these flares, I can totally do that. But yeah, you guys get the point. It's pretty awesome, right? I like to think it is, anyway. Alright, let's just... Okay, and then I repair, and then I'm gonna hop off. Oh, and see what you guys said first, and then I'll hop off. Ha. Boom. See, I think that was pretty fun. Pretty legit. Nice change of pace from spamming Trav. Anyway, let's see what you guys were saying. They can drop oranges too, Halls of Fame players. Okay, yeah, they can, but you're not gonna bank on a 1 in 35 million chance to get yourself a fucking COA. Okay, like that's just not gonna happen, bro. That's a little bit beyond you, I'd say. No, no, seriously, like oranges, like yeah. This is why the Sillaspin drop calculator is shit. Like previously, I used to think, oh yeah, well, level 84 area is great because you can still get Griffin's Eye Diadem from it at the same with the same like drop odds as from a level 85 area. Well, it turns out that's actually not true. I think it's 10 times more unlikely for every monster you kill to get an orange box from Halls of Pain, as sad as it is. Assuming you're using the right drop calculator, because, yeah, Sillaspin's a piece of shit, really. But yeah, of course, LeBron Huck. I mean, I wouldn't forget. I can't believe your call. That was my favorite. You're the best. Oh, well, I'm not the best, but, I mean, you're the best. What can I say? You're a supporter, a long-time supporter here of this channel and the silly content I put out. How could I forget the season with the Singer Barb, where you and Rulerov were both hyping up that singer, right? I still remember the season, or the post I made with the 36 hate keys, 36 T keys, 36 D keys, you and Rulerov. It was like, rah, 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 hork, hork, hork. Anyway, the two posts you guys wrote made my day, and especially too with from that, like that was one of the things that helped me remember that yeah, that's your favorite build, your favorite not build but character. Yeah, I wouldn't forget that because yeah, especially yeah, no, like we had a fun discussion about it. You really enjoyed the season with the Singer Barbs, and you were around for the Druid too, or summoning Druids, but anyway, I'm going way off. Basically, yeah, I remember. Because, yeah, it seems like I just do. Okay, oh man, Toby, asking me this question just as I'm signing off. The singer was amazing, but Summoner Druid ladder was still MVP. Yeah, good night, thanks, dude. I don't know if you ever saw the last season, though. Last season I went and played the Summoning Druid with a Conviction Pal or my Smiter Pally, which had Max Fanat, and my Bow Barb, and then I multi-boxed that with my Nova Baller. So I had my Summoning Druid doing Players 8 Throne Room with Mercs that all had Reaper's Toll, while I was doing Players 8 Pits for XP. Yeah, that was legit, dude. That was fucking awesome. Anyway. I got a new PC. I lag so hard on D2 boxes. Ooh, come back here and talk to me about it next time. I might be able to help you on that. I might have an idea what could be causing it, but anyway, we'll save that for next time. Assuming you're using the map pack. If you're not using the map pack, I don't know what the problem is, and you're kind of fucked, but oh, it was an amazing idea. 200 FCR, perfect build for glitch chaos, runes galore. It was a very lovely build. Toby, are you still around? You were asking my opinion on Slash Diablo versus Path of Diablo. Okay, well, okay, this is gonna be, I'm not gonna do any more runs, by the way, so don't expect me to do anything else. I was actually just about to sign off, but this will be the last discussion I think I'll have. Not to go crazy in depth, I'll try to give you, I guess, the meat of it, because just my thoughts. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. I just had to preface this, because normally I'd go on like a 10-15 minute rant about this and that, and anyway. My take on it is this. Me personally, I love Slash Diablo because they kept it as close to the vanilla gameplay as possible, in the sense that they haven't changed any of the rune words, they haven't changed any of the character builds, any character classes, right? You know, they kept everything as it was if you were to play single player, essentially. With the exception, I guess, of like the a Nihilus requiring a Gull instead of like a bunch of SOJs, and them enabling the Plague Rune Word, which I'm okay with. Like Plague is it's in the game files, like I'm cool with that. But yeah, for me that's one reason I really love Slash. It's kind of exactly what I'm looking for. Now, Path of Diablo, Path of Diablo to me, like the way I see it, is something that it's kind of like the it's Diablo 2 merged with Path of Exile, or taking some of the elements from Path of Exile to make a version of Diablo that's a little bit different, but that keeps a lot of the elements of the core game, but kind of tries to rebalance it and change things or add a few new updates, like endgame content, and then that also tries to change things up a little bit. And so for me, I think that a lot of people enjoy Path of Diablo, and even me personally, I recommend Path of Diablo and Slash Diablo to a lot of people. Oh, and Path of Diablo also has the added benefit of like multi-server setup and the launcher, which makes it even easier to install and whatnot. Like, it's very well maintained. It's got a larger player base than Slash Diablo, and I don't know. They also have more endgame content and new stuff, right? But my main issues with Path of Diablo involve mostly just the balancing on teleport. I guess is the main thing. Like that's what it really boils down to. Um, Yeah, I honestly think that the rebalance, like, they just didn't do much to rebalance teleport, and that's what pisses me off the most about that mod, and for that alone, well, there's other reasons, but for that one reason, like, that one reason is enough to make me not want to touch Path of Diablo, because there is nothing like playing on Path of Diablo on day one, and then being the only druid while every other player on your team is a sword, or on your in your game is a fucking Sork, right? Like, okay, well, thank you for this. If I wanted to see 7 Sorks and 1 Druid, I would have just played Diablo 2, the original version of the game. And then on top of that, they have new or wait, no, they changed the way characters, or I think they changed the way rune drops work. So like, for example, or not just rune drops, but I think they changed the way uniques, or the rarity of uniques and set items, because like both of the latter seasons that I played, I don't think I came across a single unique item, and I'm just kind of like, well, shit, if I don't come across a single unique item, either the item filter is filtering it out, or they're just not dropping, and I can't really grow my character. And runes definitely weren't dropping at all for me, so I'm like, anyway. This doesn't seem like Diablo 2, eh? Okay. Hey, yeah, oh, thank fuck. Okay, another one. I'm not alone in this. I am not alone in this. Yo, man. Okay, it was worth staying up the extra 5 minutes, because that's the only thing I don't like. The class balances are fairly good, but Enigma having 2-second cooldowns don't. Thank you. Thank fuck. Okay, I can rest in peace. Like, dude, yeah, you're absolutely welcome. Hey, man, look. In the future, if you come back and ask me the next time I stream, I'd be more than happy to answer you more in depth about this. It just so happens like now I can't really do prolonged. Well, I don't know. I can't hang around for 15-20 minutes, of course. But yeah, if you come back next time, I'd be more than happy to chat about it. We can bitch about Path of Diablo all we like. But thanks for your opinion. Been trying to decide between them. I'll tell you what. Why don't you try both of them? Um, and here's the thing. I mean, maybe I'm a bit biased, but I would recommend Slash first, just because they just had the ladder reset like 3 weeks ago. So the latter season for Slash is a lot more fresh. So I would argue it makes more sense for you to start now on Slash and then switch over to Path of Diablo maybe like 2 or 3 weeks from now or something. So that way you could try both and then get a good opinion for both. Of course, you could go the reverse and go Path of Diablo into Slash, but I think it makes more sense to start off with Slash because, yeah, right? Like, if we just had the ladder reset, you might while there's still quite a number of people playing on the server. Not at its peak anymore. Peak is usually like week one, right? But that's for even for Path of Diablo, it's the same way. Um, if you're if you join like this week, if you join or during peak hours, or if you join during the weekend, there's going to be people who will be willing to rush you and get you up to speed, right? So just throwing that out there. Take that into consideration. But yeah, how long are slash slatters? Every 4 months. So the next reset will be probably in February, I believe. Wait, December, January, February. No, no, no. Sorry, March. Yeah, glad I did the recount. Yeah, March. So it's quite a whiles away now. And I mean, new ladder reset just started, and a lot of us are. It's not like everyone's like fully decked out. People are still getting their characters up and running, right? Like, look at my guy. I mean, yeah, I have 2 griefs and a fortitude, but I still don't have Enigma. I still don't have a Chamrune for my G-face. There's still a lot that I can do with my character, and yeah, it's the same. Like, look at this guy, level 29. So he's just starting out. And I know there's not many people in the lobby right now, but most of them are farming in games. So I mean, that's kind of not much of a surprise. So yeah, just take that into consideration. I'm just throwing it out there. If you want to start off with POD because it's the more populated server in like under normal circumstances, then that's also an option for it. Like maybe you want to do that, but I don't know. It's up to you, man. But yeah, something to consider too, Toby. One other thing I wanted to mention. Um, I'm somebody who vouches for Slash. You should also ask for the opinion of POD streamers, because like the thing is, like, if you're asking the guy who's playing Slash whether or not you should play on Slash for POD, then you might want a more unbiased. You might want to see different perspectives, and you might want a more unbiased opinion. So something to consider too. I didn't like not being able to multi-clan on. Oh yeah, no, dude. Slash has multi. If you're looking for multi-box, you can multi-box. We also have access to map pack. I know some people don't like that, but for me it's great because then I can run my pally and I can like teleport to where I need to go and not waste tele charges, for example, right? Like being able to rush myself. I had 2 sets of CD keys on BNF for that. Smart man. Well, on Slash you'll never have to worry about those letters CD keys again because it's multi-box is available. So, just want to recap this one more time though, because yeah, I think yeah I've said what I needed to about POD. Um, yeah, I bitched a lot about this earlier. I think twice in fact during the 3 hours that I was streaming. We had this long discussion about it. I was saying like some of the classes now have mobility alternatives compared to Enigma. Like my theory was like I think the green dude and the person like the others who've been working on this mod probably just don't want every class except for Sword just running Enigma. Like they wanted to really have other classes vary it up and not feel forced into going Enigma route. Um, but and I mean also there are these mobility alternatives, but uh, the weird thing is Enigma is like what Jaw if Burr, right? Like it takes some time to make it to that rune word, so you have to work for it. And even when you get it, now it's like this shitty jank 2 second cooldown variant of what the Sork has access to. It's like a really shitty trial version. It's almost like free player RuneScape versus like membership RuneScape. Like it's a world of difference having like 0 second teleport cooldown versus 2 second teleport cooldown. And then here's the thing, right? Like a lot of classes, well, some of the classes even already have better alternatives to 2 second cooldown teleport, like Flame Dash on Druid, like Convocation on Necro, and that kind of shit. But the problem with these tools is that they're just not very they're really not a good substitute for teleport, because at the end of the day Like, if you have a Sork with like 105 FCR or 200 FCR, you're going to be able to farm a lot quicker than pretty much any other class. Why would you want to go anything other than a Sork? Especially when they have so much damage. They have so much mobility. Like they have the fastest FCR or FCR breakpoints for teleport. Um, like, oh man, it's just ridiculous. And yeah, they nerf teleport with like a lower mana cost or higher mana cost. But oh wow, ouch. Well, the Sork's gonna be dropping in popularity now, right? So I don't know, man. Like I'm telling you, Flame Dash on Druid 0.5 second cooldown is not a substitute for 0 second cooldown teleport. I found this out the hard way when I went solo as a druid. I was, leveling a lot quicker than the Sorks, but then they proceeded to just teleport past me in Act 2, and I'm just like, well, fuck, why am I playing this? Then if I'm just playing this to get Sorks, to have Sorks, like, carry me through the game, like, I'll just play the original game, is kind of how I felt. Um, yeah. Funny enough, like, when I played Median, I had a lot of fun with Median because this wasn't an issue. Median felt like a completely brand new experience, but at the Diablo is just like, okay, well, here's this rehashed D2 experience, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. The other thing I was gonna say too is like, um, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I've said it enough, and you've been a very chill audience, Toby, and everybody else who's been still hanging out. So I'm gonna leave it off on that. I've said what I needed to, and hopefully you enjoyed that little rant on my part, a little spiel. So next time, maybe we can talk if you want to. Um, but yeah, hope you enjoyed that response, and hopefully that helps you make up your mind on, I guess, what you want to do going forward. If you want to play on Slash or if you want to play on POD. So yeah, hope that helps, dude. I appreciate it. No, I appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, so no one else said anything. Wow, I made it to the end. All right. Sorry, no gameplay in the last 20 or so minutes, but yeah, just wanted to chat and finish off what I was saying to you guys and give you guys my full attention. So that's that. Anyway, guys, I'm dead tired. I'm hopping off for the night, and I will do my next stream. Hopefully sometime on Wednesday evening. But if not Wednesday evening, then, well, I'll stream when I can. I truly will. Because I really do want to finish my 1,000 Duriel runs, and I also want to, um, I want to get started on my 3,000 Trav runs, and also shit on some flares with my barb, so, yeah. Anyways, have a good night, Toby. Or, yeah, you have a good night too, Toby. And same to everybody else. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you had fun. This is DGD2, signing out.